Live. And recording. Hi everyone, I'm Man of Interests.
And I are Quackums.
Quack quack.
Quack quack. Just kidding. It's Quakums.
How are you doing
You
today,
silly
Brian?
birds. I am looking for lube, and I just found it.
Nice.
Looking for lube in all the right places.
Lube me up, Buttercup.
You know it. Hello everyone.
Hello
Welcome
everyone,
to the build
yeah,
stream.
welcome to our dual X60 build stream where we'll be building X60s. And why are these X60s going to be exciting, Brian?
Well, if you've been living under a rock, we actually now have Halo switches. So Huey and I both have a bag of Halo switches. I have a bag of Halo Trues. He has a bag of Halo Clears. And we will be using these in our X60s, so much hype there. As far as I'm aware, these will be the first custom keyboards using the Halo switches, so that's like kind of a really exciting thing. IMO.
Yeah, would agree. Fully and wholeheartedly agree.
Yes. Chat, how are you guys all doing today? This being not an official Top Clack episode, feel free to just ask questions whenever, and
Yeah.
you know we'll move around the chat when we can. This is a very chill and casual kind of stream.
Mm-hmm. Keeping it nice and chill today.
Yeah. In fact, Huey, if you wanted, you could even put music on.
Ooh.
If you wanted.
Okay, I might then. For some reason, people seem to be okay with my music choices when it comes to streaming.
Which Twitch wasn't like broken for me.
Ripperoni.
A little bit of ripperoni.
Let's go with something slow.
I mean, I probably won't be able to hear the music, but that's okay. I can just listen to my own music.
Yeah.
And you guys can jam out to that good stuff. How do we sound in terms of voices? Anybody can help us out with that sound check real quick?
As
That'd
well
be
as
awesome.
music, since that just went on.
So you'll have to order more than water. If you're broke, go somewhere else.
Where's my iFixit? There it is. Everything sounds great. Huey is a little low. Huey is a bit quite.
A bit quite?
Yeah, I'm
I
a bit
hate
quite,
being a bit
apparently. Okay, I will,
That's okay.
I'll bump myself up.
Don't be so quiet, dude. Come on.
I'll work on my quietness.
You should know better.
I will level up my volume. Okay, I increased it by over 10%. So hopefully I should be a bit better now.
Nice, you.
Hope there'll be
Anyways,
no
thank
lag
you.
tonight. I hope so too.
That'd be great. Usually we're pretty good on the lag. We don't usually get that.
My last build
Thankfully.
stream had like so many dropped frames at the beginning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But so I turned the bitrate down for that, but I turned it back up for Top Clack, and we were fine, 0 drop frames, and so far we are doing well.
Digithax asks opinions: Kale Box Yellows or retooled MX Blacks for his Duck Eagle. I actually think the Box Yellows feel better than
Box-
the retooled MX Blacks.
Box yellowed for
by
sure.
quite a bit. Yeah, I'm a much bigger fan of Box Yellow than stock MX cherry switches. That's me personally, though. Your mileage may vary, as
Music
usual.
should be turned down a bit. Thank you for letting me know. I will be turning the music down.
Turned down 5% even. Okay. So let's get this road on the show.
Oh yes.
So I have my X60 here. Huey has his there. As far as I'm aware, we both have the HHKB version. Mine is the dark gray with a stainless steel plate, and Huey, I believe, has the black with a stainless steel plate. And we both have the weight, of course, and everything. So these are going to be very similar builds, aside from the simple
Mine,
color
you can't
difference.
see it here, but it says Founders Edition, number 8 out of 30.
Okay, yeah, you're a little bit cooler than mine. Mine just says limited to 100 cases, because I have the standard version or whatever.
Originally, I was gonna get
That's-
upgraded. I mean, I had the same standard, but Zonet's like, "Hey, a spot opened up for black." I'm like, "Does it cost me to upgrade?" He's like, "No, you can just have the new weight." I'm like, "Why not?"
Yeah.
I'll
I mean,
feel exclusive.
If you
even
could
though,
just,
yeah.
yeah, I would have said yes every single time. Is this a race? No, it is not a race.
No, it's not a race.
This is a very casual build stream where we hang out with you guys and we talk about keyboards and I get messages on Reddit.
Also, I'll say my Gone MX Mini has anodized screws that match the case like beautifully.
That's pretty cool,
right?
Oh, so just in case people are wondering, what are you doing with your MX Mini?
I have an MX Mini in front of me. I'll move my camera down, and I am currently opening it up because I'm going to be desoldering a few switches so I can steal the 7U stabilizer for my X60. I do have stabilizers coming in the mail, but we wanted to do this build stream earlier than later, so I figured I'll just do some desoldering. It's no biggie for me, even though I use a pump. I know some people have been asking me to do it on stream again, so I will.
Yeah, I've seen you do it in a couple streams, and I've seen you do a full 75% board in like 20 minutes. So I know you're pretty quick at it.
I want to try Telios as well.
I have them. So this is my bag of Telios.
Nice.
I have a couple. I have a little just like a little 2-piece plate here that I keep like test switches on. So like switches that I'm like working on how I want them lubed and how I'm trying to compare them side by side. So I have like a stock Telio under this one, and under this one I have a thick lubed Telio that Zeal actually lubed for me because he's like, oh my god, I love how these ones feel. Like you have to use this and you have to lube it here and you have to like over lube and stuff. And I'm like, all right, dude.
So even though we both don't like sandwich cases, I'll say this is the nicest acrylic mid piece for any sandwich case ever. But I mean, I guess that should make sense by Gone. So even though he is,
if you're paying that kind of price,
yeah, right.
You better be getting something.
Let's see, what pump am I using? I'm just using literally a no-name Amazon.com like $5-6 solder pump. That's all. Nothing fancy. Not even a name brand one with like the fancy ishness.
Fancy-ishness.
Yeah. This is like the nicest acrylic mid piece. But so I'm gonna be desoldering. Some of you might notice on my Gone MX Mini I do have this little felt plate at the bottom, which I'll probably be cutting one out for my X60 as well. Yeah. Because I have so much pieces of felt. So why not?
On kind of a fun side note, I'm going to be using the GMK manufactured. These are new. Like the GMK manufactured cherry stabilizers that are screw-in.
Ooh,
so
awesome.
This is actually my first time using the GMK ones, so looking forward to seeing how these turn out. I will be clipping and lubing them because that's just like what I naturally do now.
For my stabs, I'll be using a normal cherry PCB mount for my 7U, but for my 2Us, my enter and left shift, I will be using I have some extra Zeal 2U stabs, so I'll be using those. Ryan, what PCB are you going to be using?
I'm going to be using just a simple B-Fake PCB because PS2 AVRGB bootmapper client because I'm lazy.
Nice.
And I get them for cheap.
Nice.
And I like being able to pay a lot less for a PCB than like $40 or $50.
Yeah, good call.
So right now I'm just disassembling my steps. Actually, what am I doing? I'm just going to move my camera angle down so you guys can see what's going on here.
Yeah.
I don't know why I haven't done that yet. Usually the first thing I do. So let me do this for you guys here. Hopefully I don't ruin everything ever. Oh,
actually, I do want to take my mat off because I don't want to get solder on Diva here because Diva is gay.
Diva, second best girl.
Best girl.
I'm more of a May kind of guy myself.
Understandable. She has a perfect amount of thick.
Yep.
Do I have a plastic baggie for these keycaps? I really wish I do. If I don't, I'm just gonna put in this random tool bag I have.
By the way, I've said it before, but magnetic bowls are like such a godsend.
Oh yeah, I need to get me some. To Mellow Debt, yeah, there's a lot of good tactile switches. I would take Kale. Well, not take. Oh, okay. I thought you said Otemu purples. If Otemu purples were on the list, I'd say take that out. But I haven't tried Kale purples. Hello, Dave.
Yeah, the Kale purples are pretty new. I've been told I'm getting some samples in of all the new Kale
Nice.
Speed Pro switches.
You're gonna be a pro, Brian?
Yeah, I think I might have talked him into renaming that line. By the way,
Is that a pro Quakums?
yeah, that's the hope. All right, so I'm gonna start clipping these while I'm also catching up with chat a little bit since I haven't really looked at it in a while. Beverage of choice for tonight, gentlemen. I'm actually not drinking right now. I have water.
I have water as well.
Should I drink a beer? I think I have a couple beers left.
I think my brother took my last beer, so womp womp womp.
Okay, well I don't want to drink alone, so I'll stick with water for now.
If anyone ever want to see a full view of my Diva mat, here it is. It's really nice. People keep asking me where I got it. I got it in person at Anime Expo, so now I don't know where I got it other than from some Asian guy.
From some Asian guy. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
No Chance RPG asked, maybe you guys can list your tools. Okay, so I'm just using a simple pair of flush cutters here for clipping stabs. I also have an iFixit toolkit next to me because iFixit's awesome, and I use this like for basically everything. This is like the tool bit set, and then in here, cover your ears. I have like a bunch of like tweezers and like grinding tools and stuff, so in case I need anything. These are the tweezers I'll be using right now out of that same kit. My soldering station is, well, I'm not going to sit here and reorient my camera to try to get it actually, but magnetic bowl, can't really live without one of these. It's like, especially for like PC and computer building, it's awesome. Definitely helps with keyboards too, so you don't lose screws. Then I just have a 5.0 art brush that I'll be using to lube the stabs, and a little bowl to hold my lube. The soldering station I'm using is the AoU 701A++, if you want to look that up. But it's pretty nice. What about you, Huey? What's your tool list right now?
So I also have an iFixit kit, but I have the old school one in the plastic case, because I'm so old school, and because these last so long. Like, if you get the old version, you really have no reason to upgrade, because these last like forever. These are great.
Yeah.
I'm using a desoldering pump, non-branded, to desolder. Let's see, my soldering station is a Weller 40 watt, I think, just a normal $40 one. Gets the job done. I'm probably gonna upgrade to a Hako in the near future. Probably gonna nerd these off him before he moves.
Oh, okay.
Because he's gonna sell it to me for cheap. So
yeah, I was about to say, like, it's probably not worth it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not worth it unless it's cheap. Well, so I'm using leaded solder because fuck lead-free solder. Anything else I need to mention? Or is that it? I think that's it. I do want to say this is like, if anyone knows keyboard history, this is a really old school OTD PCB. Really old school. It's really cool. It still has like resistors that people had to solder in. Like, the very early, really early like first customs with PCBs. Like, people had to solder in their own diodes all the time. Nowadays, they come standard on basically every PCB under the sun that you're getting. But yeah.
Oh my god, even Hot Taw's here. Like, is Hot Taw stalking me?
Is he here?
Nowadays? Is Hot Taw stalking me nowadays? I hope so. I think like every time I say Halo switches, he's just like there.
He's watching over us, make sure everything's drinking at work. What a guy. Damn. What a life to live.
Drinking at work? What is Input Club just gonna hire me? I want to drink at work.
Okay. Actually, funny thing, this PCB only supports this layout. Only supports like 7U spacebar, and only supports like Win keyless bottom row. So this is good. I like this.
I'm gonna start lubing my stabs here.
Let's start desoldering right now.
I tend to lube my stabs pretty slowly, so Huey's got some time to desolder here.
One of these days I'll get a nice desoldering pump, and it'll be even quicker than I currently do.
True, yeah. I desoldered. It took me like less than 10 minutes to desolder my FL, and it's like so easy too.
Clean. So clean. If anyone wants a closer look, let me know. I can move my camera closer. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep this angle because it's kind of the wide shot of the workstation. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. Bottom row for sure. I need to get out.
So the key to desoldering with a hand pump, if you're watching Huey right now, is to not hesitate. The more confident you are, the easier you're going to have a time of desoldering with that kind of
Question
hand
came
pump.
in. How often do you melt plastic housing when soldering? Never. If you're melting plastic housing when you're soldering, you're doing something extremely wrong.
Yeah, you're leaving the iron there way too long, and probably using too much solder also. I don't think I've ever done it, even accidentally.
Yeah, not even accidentally I've done that. You know, for solder pumps, you have to empty these very often, otherwise they will not work effectively.
Wait. Question from No Chance RPG. I think he's referencing stabs here. He says, do you clip them because you have to in order to fit them in the PCB or another reason?
That was an earlier question, but you should turn...
Oh, yeah.
Answer. That was a good question, though.
Yeah, it looks like someone already kind of answered it, but I clip them because it makes them feel a little less spongy when you bottom out. It makes it feel more like there's not a stabilizer there. So even if you don't lube your cherry stabs, I do recommend doing that. You don't have to clip the clone stabs. Those are just bad. Don't use those. I always recommend the authentic cherry ones that actually have the clippable legs, because they just turn out better, IMO. But yeah, it makes it feel less like there's a stabilizer there, and in the end, that's kind of what you want from a stabilizer. You want it to be stable, and you want it to not feel totally different from the rest of the keys. So that's partly the reason you clip them.
This PCB is so old school, it has the old otd.kr link on it.
Damn, dude, that's classy.
Right? Like, this is like a proper from Korea board.
Did Gon used to just stock OTD PCBs? Is that how it was back then?
No, he made the case for this before he sold PCBs. Like, they asked Gon basically to make this case for the PCB.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's like this PCB. This is from before Win keyless made Bootmapper client. This is from them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, before Bootmapper client was a thing, which is crazy to think about because it's so big now.
Yeah, it's pretty classy, dude. Old school.
Here I go desoldering it. Some old Korean man's like probably yelling if he saw this.
An old Korean man.
Actually, fun fact: the Korean community on average is like 30s, not like our community, which is like early 20s. They're like old people who just got into keyboards. So we're like all these youngins to them. They're like, back in our day, Endgame was cream cheese and green.
Cream cheese and green. Wow, I remember that was a pretty popular set when I was newer. It was that and like
Red Alert, DCS Red Alert.
Yeah, Green Tea DCS was also like one of the sets that everyone on Mech Market was like trying to find before they ran around too. Does the type of solder used affect how good or bad it'll desolder? Yeah,
Yes,
of course.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Someone's typing with a nice frenzy in the background there.
Oh, of me?
Was it you? Her typing.
Maybe. Rachel's using my Fiel with Kale Box heavy pale blues,
Oh, nice. That explains it.
which are very, very nice, but
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
clicky. Is it too loud?
No, it's cool. It's pleasant actually.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm fast or not, but I've desoldered the bottom row and I'm halfway through the next row.
I feel like that's pretty fast for a hand pump. So the problem most people have with hand pumps is they're afraid you can't let the fear control you.
You just gotta desolder.
Can't hesitate. You gotta be the boss.
If you have lead-free solder, buy leaded solder. Correct. So lead is, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's good for you, but it makes your soldering easier.
Yeah.
And probably makes your desoldering easier as well. Actually, since Hata is kind of, I don't know if you're still here, Hata, watching, but does Kale have the, can Kale make the PCB mount legs for their switches?
Yeah. I hope so. I definitely prefer that.
Same. While not the biggest thing in the world, it is something I would prefer. I just don't know if they have the capability, because I've never seen any of their switches have it. And, you know, I'm sure if anyone in chat knows, it'd be Hata. These probably may require tooling. Well, yeah, if you could ask, that'd be great. It's just one of those things that it's a nice little comfort to have. Also, I just remembered, I didn't tell James next time he streams to fix his stream delay, because he was saying his was like at a minute.
His was changing a lot because
His internet.
every time it froze, it added to the stream delay.
Yeah, ours. Even when I had dropped frames, it reset back to our default time, which is 6 seconds, approximately 6 to 8.
I think James just doesn't know how to do anything.
Yeah, I believe that. I mean, he did go down a one-way street in Seattle the wrong way.
That's not terribly uncommon.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
some guy got out of his car to yell at him.
Oh, that's awesome. That makes me kind of happy.
Right? I heard about that from Gwen. When it was happening, she just got out of the car and just walked away.
Gwen did?
Yeah, because he was driving her. That's when we met both of them met him for breakfast. Yeah, he was driving her, and she made a mistake. Some guy started yelling, so she just got out and walked over to breakfast bitch, or biscuit bitch.
That's hilarious.
Okay, let's start popping some switches out. These are stickered switches too. How fancy!
Wow. I remember when everyone used to sticker.
You mean like only a handful of people did? Because back then, not too many people built.
Yeah, I remember when people thought it made a really big difference.
Some people still do.
It's like placebo effects.
Sheraton thinks it's a big deal.
Well, he is a lot more OG than I am, but in my experience, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I have this board. I've owned up to 4 Ergoclear boards at the same time. Nah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
No.
In my experience, it doesn't matter either.
I wonder if I could do just the bottom. No. Gon made his tolerances nice for these. Good job, Gon.
Do you have to desolder the entire board?
No, but more, well, at least not just the bottom row.
Gotcha. And I'll take a break here to catch up on chat. I actually have a kind of a surprising amount of viewers right now.
Yeah.
Almost 50. It's pretty good.
I mean, we haven't even got to like the main show yet. Like this is still the appetizer, guys. This is still the appetizer.
Yeah, we're warming up for the good stuff.
Speaking of warming up for the good stuff, Top Clack, the Thursday talk show, has been warming up for our 1-year anniversary coming up, haven't we, Brian?
Yes, yes. I don't even think we mentioned that on the last episode for whatever reason.
No, we shouldn't.
So yeah, I guess we could tease some of the stuff here, right? Should we?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, you go for it. I'm still doing this, so yeah, you go for it. It'll be,
Okay.
I think, super hype because I know some people here. I know those hilarious moderated message Sprite might hilarious.
Do we have a moderator in this chat? We should probably mod
I
someone.
mean, yeah, that's fine for now. He was talking about the desolder gun, and he used the word cock and cocking, and the automado's like, hold up.
That's funny.
And I had to approve it manually.
Auto mod, please.
It's okay. Everyone's pretty tame, so it doesn't look we really need a mod, to be honest.
Yeah.
Adam, you're the last person I'd mod.
Is that who Megaforce is?
Yes.
Right?
Okay, can I do it with 2 rows off? Oh, hey, Gabe. Suggestions for linears. Shadow Easy X. You should get any box linear if you're looking for a smooth linear.
Yeah, there are a lot of good linears on the market right now too. All the box ones are pretty good. Telios from Zeal are coming out. I don't know if that name is staying or not, but those are pretty good. I have some of those. I definitely recommend those if you're looking for a nice smooth linear with a nice 67 gram weight.
Mm-hmm. Box yellow, blacks, or reds if you like the lightweight. I mean, just any of the box
All three are
good. I'm probably gonna get. I don't know which one. I'm gonna get one of them for my M65. I really haven't decided yet.
Yeah, I can't really go wrong with any of those. Just weight preference there. I really like the dark yellows though.
The thing is, like, I've used blacks before, like stock cherry blacks, and I didn't like that weighting.
It was too heavy for you?
It didn't feel. Maybe it was partly the switch as well, but it didn't feel right.
So the box
I like pandas
blacks,
though. I really like pandas though for the weighting of pandas.
Okay, so the box blacks are actually not as heavy as MX blacks.
That's good.
So you might go with the box blacks there because I think that's a little bit closer to panda weighting
Okay.
than it is to MX blacks.
Are
They're
box switches,
roughly the same weight as
Are
Gateron
box
blacks.
switches better than Vint blacks? In our opinion, yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a more consistent product too.
Oh, I don't want to have to desolder the caps lock key because there's an LED in it, and I hate LEDs.
Uh-oh. So the thing about vintage blacks, I mean, we've talked about this a million times. I've said this probably a million times, but it's vintage blacks. Like, it's just a term. Like, there's not actually a regulation. So, like, yes, it's before a certain year, and that's what makes them vintage. It's like a different style of tooling, etc., whatever. But usage matters a lot on vintage blacks. So what year it is doesn't necessarily say how smooth it'll be. For instance, you could have a keyboard from 1989 with brand new, like new in box blacks that have never been touched before, and it won't feel that good because they haven't been used.
Hold up, Brian. Hata just said there's a difference 1 sec. So I think he's about to drop some mad graphs on us.
There is a tooling difference, and there are different varieties of spring, but like it won't, like new in box blacks like still aren't that good of a switch, vintage or not.
What article title? How Cherry has fallen. How Cherry has fallen. Actuation difference. Yeah, I'm talking strictly about smoothness because in a linear switch, that's
that's one of the biggest things that matters. I would argue that, and usually when people ask how good a linear switch
Oh
is,
goodness, you can see the. I think that's the scratchiness. You can see the difference between all the graphs between like the vintage MX blocks and normal MX blocks, and even like the Cherry MX Red RGBs.
yeah, I mean, obviously there's a difference between vintage blacks and modern blacks, and now the new blacks. There are differences, but that doesn't make them necessarily better or worse switches. So, like I was saying, if you get really good vintage blacks that have like 20 years of use on them, chances are they're going to feel pretty darn good. But if you get a new new in box, like old stock board, it's probably not going to feel that much better than more modern MX blacks. So I would rather just take a Kale box linear because it's like almost as good as any vintage black I've ever used, and I've used some good ones, and they're just more consistent because of that.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to hear something really interesting about this PCB, Brian? Something else really interesting about this PCB?
What?
There are 3 different spots you could solder in the USB port on this PCB.
Oh.
So either left, right, or center mount, depending on the case you have. Well, ain't that something?
That is something.
Also, for some reason, whoever built this board believed that the keys that you rest your fingers on, the 8 homing keys, right? Those are he chose PCB mounted switches for this build when the original builder built it. Interesting detail.
Yeah, so I just typed it in chat, but someone was asking where to get box switches. Novelkeys.xyz. There are other places to get them too, but Novelkeys right now has like by far the best selection of new Kale anytime new switches.
Man, you should sponsor my M65 build.
He's a really nice guy. He came to the Seattle meetup. I talked to him quite a bit. Super duper nice guy. He gave me a bunch of the new Kale box heavy switches, and I'm like super happy about that. I put the Kale blues in my Fiel the other day, and it's fantastic. Okay, so I am officially done lubing my stabilizers.
Your feed keeps buffering. I think that's going to be on your end, Climalima, because I am reading 0 dropped frames.
It's quite possible. I've been watching, and it's been pretty stable so far. I haven't really seen anything happen yet.
Why is my phone beeping? Oh, hold on 1 second. I'll mute myself and pick up this phone.
Okay. Yes, Flash Quark does have them too. That would probably be the second place I'd check out. But yeah, Novelkeys just has a better selection.
BRB, I gotta open the door. My brother's locked out.
That's fine. Okay, here's a question. How long ago was it that Kale was considered terrible? I don't think I've ever seen a brand turn around their image so quickly. Yeah, that's the weird thing. Because I actually have some switches from Kale's like first production runs, and they are straight garbage, like absolutely terrible. As far as I know, they've like completely revamped their factory. That's what a lot of the vendors and more knowledgeable people than myself have been telling me. And Jay Chan over at Clack.com actually visited them not that long ago, and I think someone else did too. And they were telling me, yeah, it's a much nicer, cleaner factory now, and they're working a lot closer with the community, our own community. So being able to actually take advice from us and change things around has been really beneficial, and obviously it shows because every new Kale switch is like at least good, if not great. Particularly the new box switches, I am just an absolutely major supporter of. I've been using all of them, and they're all just so good, even stock, without any modification. But yeah, not long ago, that Kale was absolute garbage. It wasn't even that long ago, like a year ago, 2 years ago, whenever before they revamped their factory. Old Kale and new Kale are not comparable, exactly. New Kale is like just the bee's knees right now. You wish they were easier to open? They're actually really easy to open. Yeah, I don't know. I can open kill switches pretty easily.
I have returns.
Hi, dude.
I just watched my brother attempt to park my truck. It was very painful to watch.
Oh.
He's not good at driving trucks.
The Boom Boy asks, what do you think the best / your favorite current switches in linear tactile clicking? That's a good question.
That's a
Tail
great
box
question.
switches for like everything. Okay, well that's not entirely true. Linear, I would say right now, all the Kale box linears are really good. I just recently got in these two Zeal linears. I think he's calling them Telios, but I really hope he doesn't finalize on that name. But these are the ones with the teal stems. This is the closest to the production run that we've gotten so far. These are quite good. So if you're interested in more of a classic MX linear style that isn't a box switch, these are the truth. They're very, very smooth, and they have pretty low wobble compared to the rest of Gateron. I would say it's not as tight as a Kale box linear, but it's definitely more stable than any of the other Gateron linears for sure. Probably around the same level as Cherry, except these are actually very smooth, unlike Cherry linears for the most part.
How about for tactile, Brian?
Oh yeah, I forgot we were still on a question. Tactile switches? I don't know, man. I think most MX style tactile switches straight up aren't that good. Zelios are pretty decent. I do like Zelios, but I mean they don't completely blow me away. Lately I've been really into the Zelio stem in the Panda housing with a little bit of lube, and even just the stock Panda spring. It's definitely the most tactile I've felt an MX switch ever. It's more tactile than stock Zelios, it's more tactile than mods, it's more tactile than MX clears. So I would say that's probably my favorite right now. But obviously, as far as the stock switch goes, the Zelios are pretty good. Ergo clears are always a classic favorite for a lot of people. Mod switches are pretty good if you don't care about how smooth a switch is. The bump itself is actually pretty sharp, so a lot of people are into that. But I prioritize smoothness on a switch more than most other things, so they're not entirely for me. At least this round 1 version. If the round 2 comes out and they're better, awesome, more power to them. Clicky, Kale Box White, and Kale Box Heavy Pale Blue are, in my opinion, hands down the best stock MX Clicky in existence. The only thing that I've found in the MX format that actually competes with that would be something like Zeliostotles or Gatostotles, etc. I still don't think those are as good as the Kale Box Clickies, though. That click bar is it's a really primitive design, but it works really, really, really well. What about you, Huey? What are your
our answers only was that question only for our favorite MX of those styles?
I thought it was, but it is not. It is worded just as current favorite switches.
Well then, let's start with linears. Linears right now, I mean Brian knows I haven't always had the best experience with linears. So my favorite current linear are the Pandas. I have my Viper. My favorite tactile would be Topra. And my favorite clicky would either be, depending on the circumstances, Kale Box Whites or capacitive buckling springs.
Yeah, true. I was definitely thinking only of MX switches in that.
But if I had to change it to MX for all my answers, Pandas, Kale Whites, and for tactiles, 62-gram Ergo Clears. Which is what I'm taking out of this Gone MX Mini, just to grab this 7 new stabilizer at the bottom. Which I'm almost ready, because after I take this row out, I should be able to bend the PCB and plate enough to grab them without damaging them.
Nice, okay. While you do that, I'm gonna kind of pay a little bit more attention to chat here and slow down a little bit.
Give him some love. Give him some love.
Yeah. All right. No chance. RPG asks, what is the improvement that the box brings? Stability in the cap. Yeah, so let me grab one real quick. So it definitely improves stability. There is a very low amount of wobble in these, and surprisingly enough, they're still incredibly smooth, even with how much tighter the tolerances are for the wobble. I don't think I have my autofocus on. Sorry, guys. The stem itself is actually a totally different design. So like you couldn't just grab a vintage black stem or a Zelio stem and throw it in the housing. It just doesn't work like that. It's totally different. So definitely improves stability. That's probably the biggest thing. But the main selling point of these is not really for people in our community. It's a an IP6 rating or whatever it's called.
IP56, yeah.
IP56, yeah.
Dust
sorry.
and water resistance, not proof resistance.
Yeah, so theoretically, you could, you have a little spill on your keyboard, or, you're in the desert with your keyboard for whatever reason. These should be a little bit more resistant to the elements.
Well, the switches will be, not necessarily your PCB.
The switch, yes, exactly. I know that's not really a big selling point in our community, but I think that's part of why these switches exist. But they're just great switches, man. Like, I don't know how they got switches to be this smooth when other manufacturers don't even come close. It's really impressive. And that click bar is, like I said, primitive but really, really effective for clicky switches.
I'm not really showing this on camera. I think a lot of people would cringe to see what I'm doing to this plate and PCB.
Oh yeah, I've been there. Oh man, you should have actually seen my weave-in build. I was almost positive I was about to shatter these carbon fiber plates. Alright, move it down.
Damn, this is the thickest aluminum plate I've used now. I'm looking at it from the side, unassembled. Holy crap, this plate is thick.
Just how you like it. Just how Vector likes it. Thick. With 2 C's or whatever, however the cool kids say it these days.
I hate this LED. Go away, Switch.
The Boom Boy asks me, are you still on that Brown Alps hype train? Yes, I am. It's just been delayed a little bit. I actually recently had to sell all of my Alp stuff because broke in real life has been taking more of a priority than keyboards. So I did have to sell my Brown Alps and some other Alp stuff I really didn't want to sell, but it's valuable and I needed the money, so I sold it to a friend for a pretty reasonable price, so I can't really complain, but I will be back on that Brown Alps hype train eventually. The Brown Alps are quite a nice switch, so I will get back into that. Alright, speculation time. Which switch top opening tool... hold on, let me rephrase that, I'm sorry. Will switch top openings become less attractive with the new popularity of Kale?
Possibly.
Yeah. I do think it's better to have the cherry design where you can open them from both ways.
Fuck you, LEDs.
But, it's hard to say. I think Kale is obviously taking the community by storm, and I think they're here to stay for a while, just because all their switches are so good, and not only are they good, but Kale is doing a lot of things other manufacturers aren't. So it's just, it's not just a rehash of a brown switch, a blue switch, a red switch. It's not just that over and over again. They have those too, and they are good. But they're also just doing a lot of newer things that other people aren't doing, and their switches feel a lot more different and refreshing because of that. Am I tripping, or is the HHKB logo sparkling? Well, Huey might have a metal sticker on that.
I do have a metal sticker, and it's sparkling because there's a fan with a light on it, so it's making it do things with your eyes. Yeah.
Do Aristotle stems fit in the Kale Speed housings? That's a good question. I don't actually know.
I can answer that after this, though.
Yeah, I guess I...
Oh, yeah, one step. Almost free. Come on.
Someone in chat said, give me a minute, I'll check.
Thanks, person in chat.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Alright. DigiSax in chat confirms, yes, it works just fine. So...
I will show people this crazy thing I'm doing. So I've only desoldered these rows, okay, people? And I'm trying to get the 7U stab out, so here you go. I've loosened them. Oh, come on, one side out. Okay, got a wire. It's housing out. Come on, housing. No, don't clip in. No.
Hashtag man of interest problems.
Yeah, right?
Shadow EZX asks, does the box affect any cap fitting? That's a really good question. In my testing, it has not affected anything.
You know what? All I
Nothing
needed
at
was
all.
the wire. I'm not going to get the housings out because I already have extra housing, so I'm ready.
There you go. I like it.
Okay, so let's put these to the side. Does anyone have a good place to get 70 stabilizer wire? I think, I don't know, Mechkey might still have them, MEHKEE.
Yeah. A lot of vendors are actually stocking not only 70 wires, but you can just get like authentic, genuine Cherry stabilizers. You can get them from switchtop.com. I think you can get them from Mechkey. You can get them from Centrac.com.
Centrac, yeah, that's what I was saying. I have some...
ZealPC.net also sells the authentic ones. So like, and that's just off the top of my head. I know there's more. So a lot of variety in vendors selling those authentic Cherry stabilizers, and they should always come with a 70 wire, or you should have a choice for it at the very least.
Yeah. Oh, Mechkey only has 6125 switch top. Oh, switch top. Yeah, I do have some on order from Centrac. They didn't get here by today. Probably should have chose a faster shipping or whatever, but it happens. Not too bummed because I was able to get that wire out, and now I can open up this PCB and start assembly.
Here's a good question from MB Surfer. Thoughts on Max Keys saying Legends will be fixed with SA
J-Chan was actually just saying that before we started stream in a general chat of MK Discord. He says he is looking at to see how much it will be to fix the tooling.
Yeah, so, yeah, the guy that actually designed the set and is running it, King Nest, he told me the other day that Max Keys was going to be fixing it before they ran it. So I really hope that's the case. And I really hope they don't jack up the price just because they fix them. I think that would be kind of a letdown, in my opinion.
I mean, they might have to. It's going to cost money to fix the molds, so someone's going to pay for that one way or another.
That's money that they should be fronting, IMO. You can't sell a defective product and then be like, oh, it's better now, like, because we fixed what was defective about it. Now you can pay for it. I feel like that's kind of silly. Alright, so I am using screw and stabilizer.
I am going to, unlike Brian, test my PCB to make sure it works first.
Yeah. I've never had one of these PCBs not work on me.
I've only had one PCB not work on me, which is a Duck Viper PCB. Which sucks, because you can't get replacement Duck Viper PCBs, but good thing I ordered 2. Actually, no, I've never had this fail on me. I'm just going to be lazy and I'm just going to go for it. It's not like desoldering is difficult for me, as you guys might have just seen me do.
Yeah, and it's just as easy, if not easier, for me. So, I'll plug it in, but I'm not going to sit here and test every pad, because even if there is one that doesn't work, it's usually a really easy fix with a jumper wire or something. So, I'll plug mine in right now just to.
Come on, Cam.
All right, so Windows does recognize mine, so it should be pretty easy.
This will do that too. Listen for the sounds. It's a very tight fit.
What's a very tight fit?
Cool.
Since I can't see you on Skype, I actually don't know what you're doing like most of the time now.
Yeah, no, I plugged in my my PCB and it got detected, so that's good. But for my Viper, like, it got detected, but like I had a whole column that didn't work. And no, it's not. I mean, I thought it was just a diode, but I checked all those diodes and they all look hunky dory.
As the kids say these days.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's grab some stab parts and let's get stabilized. Gonna get stabilized. Let's clip some stabs.
And right now I am just screwing in mine, so you're not too far behind me here.
And let's get some. Which ones are my real cherry housings? Fuck. Oh, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can check my other keyboard, which ones they look like. Yep, these look like they're it. Column ESD usually, or a trace problem. I have no clue what to do about it. I have that PCB just sitting wrapped up. I don't know how to fix it though. If someone can fix it for me in the future, that'd be actually be great because that means I'd have a second PCB for my Viper, and that means I can switch between two different kind of switches. Oh, which legs do I clip again, Brian? Oh, Brian,
the ones that actually
have the L's
come out vertically. So like the one that's like a zigzag, and then the one kitty corner to that one.
Got it. I'm gonna use nail clippers like James did because I'm extremely Asian.
Is that like an Asian thing to do? I don't even understand how that works.
I don't know.
I understand that nail clippers should be just as effective. Basically.
I mean, actually, no. I have my soldering box. I actually do have normal clippers. I don't have to be Asian. I just be a normal person and use normal clippers that are made in Italy. Use safety glass. Yeah, right.
Safety glasses for stabilizers.
Squares.
Yeah, Huey and I are cool kids. If you guys didn't know,
I'm always wearing safety glasses.
That's true. I guess I am too. Kind of. No,
because we're nerds.
You know, I still forget that I wear glasses sometimes because I've only been wearing them for like 7 months.
Ah, that's very, very recent.
So I'm just like, oh yeah, I have glasses on. I need to take them off when I do certain things.
That's weird, man. What do you have to take them off for?
Like sleeping and stuff.
Oh, you forgot.
And I also I go to like a chiropractor too, and like sometimes I need to take them off for that. Like when my neck gets adjusted and stuff. It's like easier without glasses. Just like random like things here and there.
I guess I'll lube my stabs. You guys happy in chat, huh? You guys fucking happy?
Everyone in chat needs to tell Huey that he needs to conform to the clipped and lubed cherry stabilizer life.
I clip. I just don't think lube makes that big of a deal.
Alright, well, people in chat need to tell you.
I say that because I don't care as much about sound as most people. And once you already clip it, that's the majority of the feel. Of removing mushiness.
Yeah, lube is almost completely for sound removal. Unless you're using...
At least for stabs.
Yeah.
For switches, they do make a tremendous difference. But I do it much lazier than Brian does, to be perfectly honest.
That's quite alright.
Alright, we'll put that together, so I'll do this one. I just put it on the side walls of the stab.
Alright, almost got my stab screwed in here. LOL Shecky is calling you out. On that topic, is that why your spacebars sound so loud in your typing videos?
Yes, it's exactly why all my spacebars sound very loud in my typing videos. It's because I do not lube the spacebar stab. So that's the sound. They feel great. You can actually tell by the sound how crisp they are when they go down, but that's also because they're super loud. So,
Yep. So, got my stabs fully screwed in here. Hopefully, this particular screw is touching a pin pad that I won't be using, obviously. So, hopefully that'll be okay. If not, I'll just unscrew it and put a little
tape.
A little bit of electrical tape there, but it's probably fine. In fact, I could probably just test it right now, honestly. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be dangerous and not do that.
Yeah.
I like living on the edge.
Danger zone right here.
All right, so now I have my stabilizers on. I can actually move over to disassembling my housing here and putting the switches in after that. I haven't actually opened this up yet.
Neither have I.
I imagine there'll be more damage to mine in there, but it probably won't be enough for me to care because you can't see it from the outside. Yeah.
I see the hook points on the side, but I'm like, well, once I build it up, I won't see those hook points, so...
Yeah, exactly.
No biggie.
I mean, I get it. Like, when you're spending this much on a keyboard housing, you want it to be perfect. I get that totally, trust me. But, like, I also just don't care. Like, if it's about stuff that doesn't really affect anything. Like, this could be scratched to hell on the inside, and I just don't care. Because once it's built, it's like you don't see that. It's still totally fine to type on. It's still totally fine in pictures.
Also hard to care, considering the fact how long we've had to wait for these. It also does put a damper on the care factor, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Just wait. Oops, I'm gonna grab the wrong one.
Are you not going to do split... No, we're doing split backspaces. We're doing normal MX HHKB layouts. That includes split backspace. But we do need spacebar stabs.
Yes, we do.
Alright, you'll not better be happy. That's... Spacebar has been lubbed up.
Lubbed.
I do like how this wooden keyless PCB does have like little tells me which spacebar stab is for wooden keyless.
Ooh, that is nice.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, thanks, guys.
Oh man, these are some beefy screws for the X60.
Good.
Can't even like get it off my bit.
I hope you are all happy, or my stabs are quieter than normal. Let me adjust my camera so you guys can actually see what I'm doing, huh? If I can get it to stay. Bingo. Bingarino. And now I have some screw-in stabs. Am I missing a random gold wire? Thanks, Zeal.
These screws are so intense that my magnetic tip of my screwdriver can't actually lift them.
So which stabilizer is more important, shift or enter? Both really damn important.
I don't know. I don't think the gold wire is gonna perform a whole lot differently.
I know, right? You mean the money wire?
And you gotta pay for something, I guess. Opinions on the Band-Aid mod. I've done it. I don't think it makes that big of a difference, so I don't normally do it anymore. That's just extra time I could be typing on my keyboard.
Agreed. Same here.
I don't think it's bad. I think it helps. I just don't think it helps enough to really justify doing it every time.
Oops, wrong way. Let's flip that around right there, a little bit like that. Yeah, sorry, this isn't the M65 stream yet. We'll have one of those. We will have one of those.
M65, yeah, that's incoming eventually. Hopefully this coming week, if Huey gets his M65 in. I've been trying to pester J-Chan for him to send it out. So hopefully Huey can get that in, and we'll be GTG.
It will be the bee's knees.
It will, in fact, be the bee's knees, his arms, and probably his legs.
It'll be like those videos where like they have the bee movie, and every time they say bee, it speeds up.
Oh, man. Okay, so I just fully unscrewed my bottom here. Let's go ahead and take this apart for the first time. I'm trying to make a little room here so people can actually see it.
I guess I'll put these Zeal stabs on my shift. I do hit shift more often because I like to capitalize the first letter in a sentence.
Yeah. So my the inside of my weight actually has some scratches on it, but it's not the worst thing in the world, and you won't see it ever. So there's that.
What if it is the worst thing in the world, Ryan?
I don't think it is.
What then?
Mine came with these little rubber feet that I can put on the bottom. That was inside the case, so I'll probably do that later. I use a desk mat, so feet aren't the most important thing in my world.
I already did that on mine. That was the first thing I did.
So again, we both have stainless steel plates for these. So we should get a pretty good apples to apples comparison.
Hata, have you used these switches with stainless steel before on the plate, or do you even think the plate matters? I think it does. I think it's a big deal.
I swear, if Jacob says the plate doesn't matter, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Right?
I was thinking about taking the plate off the actual top piece, but I don't know if I actually need to build this board, so I'm gonna try to do it without it first.
So, let's see if this will work. This is pure curiosity.
What are you looking
Putting a... Where is it? Cherry stem slider into Zeal stab housing. I know it works the other way around. So I assume it works this way as well.
You work the other way around.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna clean up my area just a little bit so I can get to soldering a little better. I'm gonna move my lube a little bit away.
Carry on my lube board, son.
Wow, that's Huey's next song on YouTube. Look forward to that, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go relocate this.
Depends. Yes, plate does matter. Sweet. We're legit, Brian. Our opinions matter. We matter. I think. Come on. Why do I have so many fake China stabs? This is from Mashdrop, I bet you.
I'm back.
Yeah, screw you. Screw you, Mashdrop, for giving me these piece of shit stabs.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna take another stab off my Gonna Mix Mini. Come on. Fiddle out there. Come on, drop. Do not attempt what I'm doing at home. I do not take any responsibility if you replicate what I do.
I love it.
Because I'm playing a very dangerous game. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. You saw that drop out? Man, it's crazy. Is there any reason other than Wobble to go for box white over speed bronze?
Yes.
So they're better.
I can go into detail about this.
Please do.
So the Kale Speed Bronze and the Kale Box White both use the click bar, but it's implemented just a little bit differently. On the Kale Box Bronze, there is everything happens at the top because they're speed switches. They have pre-travel, preload, whatever you want to call it. So you get the click and you get the actuation right at the top. And there is basically virtually no tactility in the Kale Speed Bronze. It's almost like a linear clicky. I know it's not completely linear. You can feel that bump if you go slow enough, but for all intents and purposes, when you're actually typing, it's practically a linear. So the box white does not actuate right at the top. It's more of a traditional full travel switch. And it actuates around the same as like any other clicky switch you've probably ever used. And there's actually tactility in the box white though, and it's pretty nice. It's more smoother and rounder compared to something a little bit sharper and more abrupt like an MX Blue or MX Green. Those kind of switches that usually use the clicky jacket. So yeah, if you want a more traditional clicky switch kind of feel, but that sounds and feels way better, get the box white. If you're looking for something a little bit more new and inventive, try the Kale Bronze. I prefer the box white overall, or the box heavy pale blue, which are same thing, just the box heavy pale blue has a heavier spring. But the Kale Bronze is also quite good. I've also noticed that the Kale Bronze is a little bit higher pitched, and I prefer the slightly deeper tone of the other two. But that's obviously personal preference.
Holy shit, Zeal! What's the bullshit tolerances on these stabs?
All right, so I got my soldering iron warming up here. I'm gonna solder in a couple placeholder switches while I put the rest of them in.
Yeah, you go, girl.
So if any of you in the chat right now have watched my build streams before, you know that my soldering iron actually has a fume extractor. So that way I'm not breathing in all that awesome stuff. So that does make a little bit of noise. Most people on my stream tend to never really care. It's kind of a gentle hum. So if you hear that, that's what that is. I'm sorry if it bothers you. I'm not going to be soldering for eternity anyways. While this warms up, I got some 6040 Kester solder right here. This is what I've been using for a while. This is the 0.08 millimeter, for anybody wondering. If I can find that on here. Maybe I'm stupid and it's not. Oh, yeah, 0.80 millimeter, sorry. Yeah, this is my preferred size for switches. I do like a little bit smaller for LEDs, but this also works. And then I got the little brass sponge here for my solder.
Hi, people joining chat. Welcome. Welcome to the stream.
Is there any reason other than wobbled? Okay. So there's actually not a huge difference in wobble between the speed and the box line. The speed switches are actually pretty stable themselves. The box switches are just a little bit more stable.
Okay, my stabs are in. Time to take apart the case. Ooh, hype.
Thank you for all of the people that are still joining us here. Still holding strong at 50 viewers. Pretty impressive. So thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you so much, everyone.
I'm going to put in a couple switches now.
Okay, I'm going to be taking apart this X60 for the first time.
Alright, so we're about on point with each other.
Okay, what is this? Yeah, it's hex, okay.
Yeah. I started using
H2? Or did you not pay attention to that?
Wasn't paying attention. H2, yeah.
Yep.
2.0. Yeah, so let me just get a couple placeholder switches in here. I'm also going to test out the stabilizers before I do any real soldering too.
Yeah, I just want to say, Regulations, I love that you have the same setup as I do. Yeah, great minds think alike, man. It's how you do. Great setup.
That's how we do.
Holy crap, these are torqued on tightly. Yeah, if you don't have an iFixit and you're in chat, I definitely recommend getting an iFixit. They're great. If you do computer building, keyboard building, any kind of small electronics work, you need to open things up. They're kind of useful. Unless you already have all the small drivers you need. If you don't really have anything, then this is me shilling them. Just kind of love them, to be honest.
Instead of looking for another key set, I'm just going to steal some Skydual.
I mean, I would love it if they'd be willing to sponsor Talk Clack, but
I shill so much stuff,
right?
Don't get me wrong. I only shill stuff that I like.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Regardless if it's a review sample or not, if it's crap, I'm going to say it's crap because I prefer to be honest with people.
Mm-hmm.
But thankfully, I've been getting a lot of really cool stuff lately. There's a lot of really awesome things hitting the market these days.
Oh yeah. I have been a big fan of all these cool things hitting the market lately. Hello. What specs are on these bad boys? Switches, bottom row, and keycaps. Well, both of our layouts are going to be the MX HHKB layout. Brian is using Halo Trues, and I'm using Halo Clears. Keycaps, I have no clue, actually. Brian, do you know what you're doing for keycaps yet? I might put mine to a vote like I usually do for my builds. So usually I have the audience vote for me and choose for me what I want to use.
Yeah, I'll have a few options, but thinking about it now, I don't think I'm going to have any amazing options. My idea is I actually have a set of GMK Honeywell on the way, and I think that's going to wind up going with this because I think the grays will go really nice together.
Ooh, my bottom looks nice. Mom's in great condition.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice suit. Nice suit.
So maybe a tiny mark on the inside of the brass weight that no one would see anyways, so...
Yeah, typical. Alright.
Okay, let's put this PCB onto this plate. Ooh. That's hot.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Time to bump some switches in. Should I play a live rendition of Weeb with a Key at the Northtown meetup?
Oh man,
Mech Merlin, Mark. He said he said he might bring a guitar just to hear me do it live. Right? I'm like,
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Is that something you really want to hear? They PCB or plate mount. These switches are PCB mounts, and are just like our builds. We are both have stainless steel. It is time. Goodness gracious.
Which is arguably my favorite for linears. Obviously, I'm not using complete linear switches right now. The Halos are a very unique switch. The Trues, that is.
They fit in really well. I don't even need to like solder this board before. I mean, they're holding into the PCB really, at least for my PCB, really well into the plate. So I'm not gonna do any soldering. I'm just gonna be popping them all in, popping switches.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of strange.
Too bad we don't have like RGB underglow LEDs. Like if Zeal had the Zeal 60 in stock, even though they're wildly overpriced, I'd get one because these switches do have the lens under them. The same lens that will be on the K-type that like super amplify the light.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts on XDA, DSA, and Cherry profiles? Well, one of those is not like the other two, but I'll start. I guess I can speak for Brian and I. We both love Cherry profile. If you've ever seen any of our show, anytime we talk about Cherry profile, it's mostly just love. But let's talk about XDA and DSA. So when I first started the hobby, I really got into DSA. Like DSA really hit me strong when I got into the hobby, and I still do have like a pretty soft spot for DSA, even though there aren't many DSA sets being produced anymore. I've tried a little bit of XDA, and to be honest, I want to try more XDA. I have a 40% keyboard that I think will work really well with it. I just, don't have a chance to get more XDA. I don't know though. But none of those, hold a candle or a light to Cherry.
I'm kind of stupid.
What did you do this time?
When it's easily fixable, I just need to find my solder sucker. I only soldered one pad, thankfully. For whatever reason, instead of... I put one of my stabilizers in the backspace instead of the enter, which is what I was trying to do.
Nice. Oh, that's why someone in chat asked if you weren't doing that. Okay.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that. Yeah. So let me go grab my solder sucker. Hopefully it's around here. I don't want to have to bust out the big guns.
Canvas will ever ship. I hope it does.
Canvas? God, I hope so. Yeah. Be right back.
Cool. Have you guys in chat seen the Quackums picture? I totally forgot. Music ended so long ago. You guys probably want music, huh? Sorry about that, guys. Totally forgot about that. Unmount switch. There you go. Did I bend the pin? It was a pin bent slightly. That's okay though. If you like OEM, Cherry is shorter and better OEM. Oh, if you like OEM, comma, Cherry is shorter and better. Yes. And even if you don't like OEM, I definitely recommend giving Cherry a try. Because I never really like OEM that much. But I do love me some cherries. I'm surprised I haven't got a bent pin yet. Oh, I guess it's... Oh, Brian, I don't know if... Okay, you're back. I don't know if you were muted yourself.
Well, I didn't hear any of that. I just got back. I just found my solder sucker. It was kind of hard to find.
I'm just turning on some music. I forgot it ended quite a while ago. I gotta set the text real quick. Okay.
Let me fix this stabilizer location issue because I'm stupid.
This guy.
Are there any questions for you while I was going?
No.
Okay.
You know, I haven't had a bent pin yet. How about you?
No, I haven't really looked at a lot of them, but all the ones I grabbed have been straight.
Are you doing stepped or normal caps?
Stepped, of course.
Even on HHKB layout?
Yeah?
Well, maybe. Oh, for me, I'm probably gonna do standard because I don't have like giant brine fingers. So I'd rather not like reach slightly extra.
I mean, I'm not going to make fun of you, but I am about that stepped life usually.
I am usually, but I mean, yeah, so am I. I think it's just my only exceptions on this layout. Although I did do that on my Red Scarf 68, but I did have a bottom row enter. I am planning on new step caps lock on a lot of my other builds when they come in, like my E8V1, E8V2 or 1 or whatever it is, and my Mira, whenever that comes in.
I mean, I have no problem with that either way. I went variety on my my Weaver in front of me here. I did unstepped caps lock and I did normal backspace. So that was my deviation for the last 6 months.
Nice.
I got to go back to the layout that I like. I mean, I could adapt pretty easily. I'm not too worried about it, especially because like typing isn't my job. So that helps.
Honest question: what's the attraction for stepped caps lock? The same reason people like beige sets, which is it's how things used to be. It's the appreciation for the vintage, and therefore the appreciation for the looks of how they look.
Mm-hmm.
So some people like going for a very old style classic look, and when you do it right, oh man. Like 9009 on a good keyboard. Oh man.
Oh man. Oh man.
Can we agree that stepped control as caps lock is bad? Just saying. Yeah, I agree with that.
Stepped control as caps lock?
Yes, yeah, stepped caps as the control key for like what you're doing.
What's funny is I actually normally use control there, so I guess I'm a heathen.
Yeah, you are a heathen.
I do it not for functionality's sake. I think it just looks better.
It does. I will agree. It looks better
and
completely.
Even though I actually use this key for control, but I use the stepped caps lock key, even though I have a stepped control key for a lot of my stats. And that's strictly for aesthetic purposes.
If I had bigger hands, I would. That's all.
Okay, let's try this again now that I'm not stupid.
What's the difference between the best stabs and typical junky ones? Well, typical junky ones are going to be very loud. They'll rattle a lot. Actually, okay, if you want to see bad junky stabs, look at my Red Scarf 68 review. Or Red Scarf 78 review. Look at my Red Scarf 78 review if you want to see junk stabs. That's all.
Let's not talk about that.
And if you see those stabs, you'll understand right away any other stab why it's good or bad. That's probably the best example of bad stabs. It was funny, Yambo at a meetup said, yeah, I really like your reviews, Huey, even though you're very, very critical.
Well, yeah, you're damn right I'm critical.
I remember at the NorCal meetup right after that review, he's like, "Oh yeah, can I check out your that? Did you bring that 78 Huey? Was it that bad?" I'm like, "Oh,
buddy,
it's right over there."
What did he say when he tried it?
It was at the end, so I thought he left after that.
Oh, okay.
But I think he knew. He knew. He had to have known. Okay, I'm almost done mounting my switches.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you're way ahead of me. I'm still testing my stabilizers.
I haven't done that. But I know they work. because I'm awesome.
You're pretty awesome.
Yeah, right? I try.
I'll agree with that for the most part. All right, let me solder in one of these just so I can have a bit more stability here.
Really? Well, yeah, because you're using the B fake, right?
Yeah.
I do need to test my bottom row to double check I did my right spacing, but I don't have many options. Where's that? Okay, so I will, in the meantime, grab some random keycappers. Oh yeah, I just put a set away from my other keyboard. Let's grab the spacebar and double check, even though it's not going to end up going on this, because it looks really odd, a green spacebar like this on a beautiful black case like this, but that is correct.
Oh!
Now, how is this? Is that okay? Next to that?
Slinging caps everywhere.
That is okay. And do I have a 1U to test out?
I haven't looked at chat in a while. I'm sorry, guys. I'll do that in just a minute.
Neither have I. Okay, cool. My layout's good. I'm ready to start soldering. I believe. Let me check the other side as well, actually.
Okay, my stabs all appear to be good. So that means I am just about ready to start soldering as well.
Do you have your switches in?
No.
Oh.
Let's do that first.
You'll get there soon.
Yeah. Doesn't take terribly long.
Yeah, I was fortunate I didn't have to.
But that's okay. In our last build stream, I was done way before you, so it's only natural that you should beat me on this one.
Hopefully.
Even though we're not racing.
Unless I seriously mess up like something, right?
Yeah, I guess anything can happen either.
Then again, our last build stream, I was doing a VEA and you were doing a 60%.
Like a really basic 60%, yeah. Alrighty then. Start to put some of these switches in. One thing I really like about stainless steel plates is just like they're so much more sturdy than aluminum. Like when you're putting switches in an aluminum plate, it's really not that hard to bend the plate a little bit. But stainless steel is so much more stable.
Oh yeah. I think I am ready. Time to heat up this little iron to do here, and I'm just gonna double check to make sure my screw and stabs are tightened to a acceptable level. Yep. I guess while I wait for it to heat, I will lube my other stabs. The way I lube, I can lube them while they're mounted, because I'm a horrible person.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I hadn't added lube to stabs that are already mounted in my life. But
just add it to the cider rails makes the biggest difference. Doing the inside and the corners does help, but in my opinion, it makes a minimal difference. For me, that's not worth doing because I'd rather just get the stabs on. That's me though. If you do have time and you do like lube stabs, I'd recommend it. Brian, I think, has a guide out for it.
I do not have a stab lube guide out yet. So actually,
you should plug that though. Your new project with KJ.
Yeah, I want to take a minute to plug that real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, you plug that, buddy. Because it's cool. I think it's really cool.
It is really cool, and the concept we're going for here is really cool. So let me plug my keyboard back in here so I can copy pasta. Copy all this pasta real quick. Wait,
copy antipasta.
All the pasta. Alright, so for those that weren't aware, Jay Chan of keyclack.com and myself have recently launched this kind of collaboration project where we have a site now called kbdlounge.com. I just put it in the chat there. That's the link to the post on Reddit. So basically what it is, it's going to be a culmination of keyboard guides. This is going to range anything from like articles explaining what things are, how things work, and customization guides, modification guides, building keyboards, modifying switches, stabilizers, I even have an article up there right now about what artisans are and if you should care about them. So there's a lot of variety here. It's basically it's going to be a source of information. Hopefully, that's the main goal. Because right now, especially in the keyboard community, there's a lot of good information out there. But the issue is it's very spread out and it's often hard to find. So obviously, the Death Story wiki is pretty cool, but it doesn't have everything, and it's not tailored to guides and writing articles and things like that. Whereas RMK is kind of the opposite. Everything's just like spread around. And obviously, if you've ever used Geekhack, things get lost there very easily, and the search functionality is terrible.
RIP Wiki.
Yeah, so this is kind of a movement against that, so we can have like a one-stop information for people. My main goal for this, if you're wondering what my play here is, I'm the main writer for this website. So I'm trying to tailor things to people that are newer to the community. So when they read it, they can be like, okay, that makes sense. You don't have to be, a hardcore enthusiast to understand what I'm talking about. And that's kind of, if you're familiar with me and my ideology here, it's really all about like helping new people and making sure they understand and just kind of ushering in the next generation of keyboard enthusiasts. So this is my project with that. There are already several articles and guides written up there now, including my Switch lubing guide for anyone that's interested. But we do plan on obviously putting out probably weekly content, or as often as we can. So yeah, check that out if you guys are into that sort of thing. Spread the word if you guys wouldn't mind. You know people that are looking for information. And yeah, feedback is always welcome, of course. You were just reading my guide on lubing. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I'm gonna raise my desk so I can get even closer to these solder fumes.
Oh man, nice.
Right?
Soldering fumes, A+, man.
They don't smell horrible. That's probably the worst part.
I found a bed pin, but it's not too bad. I think this is the first one I found, though.
I was actually really worried about that. Like when I was flying back, like I hope none of my pins get really messed up. My bag was so full. You saw how full my bag was. Like I was able to fit the pluggables board I got in that bag as well.
Yeah, you only brought that one bag with you too, right?
Yep.
It's funny.
Carried it everywhere. I love that bag.
Yeah, it's a good bag. Shout out to foxoutdoor.com for sponsoring that episode of Top Clack, where they gave us backpacks and also gave one away and put up a really, really, really generous promo code for a while.
Yeah.
I think that's over now.
Yes.
But that was really good stuff. I had several people that are like, oh, hey, thanks for that. Like, I actually bought a backpack. And I was like, cool, dude. Yeah. Fantastic. Let's see. I need to really catch up on chat. I feel like there's a lot of questions being asked, and neither of us are really getting to them.
I just started on soldering, so I'm just...
Yeah, go ahead. I'm not quite there yet, so let me try to get to some of these.
What do you have your iron set to? 4 out of 5.
Actually, someone in chat, Monkey Plus Plus, has a soldering iron that's just like, it just goes to red. It's like not even like a numeric or like, it's not even like an alphanumeric thing. It's just like you solder it red, which is funny. Mine is a little bit more fancy. I usually solder at 350 Celsius. Sometimes I go a little bit lower. Sometimes I go a little bit higher. It's kind of situation dependent and how fast I'm trying to move. But 350 is kind of like my generic sweet spot. Slugs Not Drugs asks, thinking of doing a build with panda stems in mod housings for the alphas and mod stems in panda housings for the modifiers. Which lube should I buy for the linear alphas and which for the tactile mods, or is the same lube okay? That's an interesting composition of switches you're going for there. Well, to start off answering your question, you definitely can use the same lubes for both of them. That's totally fine. There's no end-all, be-all, which lube you have to use for which switch. That's not really how it works. Personal preference triumphs over that. So whichever one you prefer, The general rule of thumb is people like to use the thicker blends for tactile switches and thinner blends for linears. I tend to follow that normally, although they switching that around can give you different results that are also interesting. I think you can get good switches either way. I think the main thing is just being consistent with your lubing. That's definitely the big part. But if you can afford buying a vial of both, I mean, it's like, what, $8 for a vial of lube or whatever. So if you're able to buy both of them, I would suggest buying both, trying out each one on at least like 1 or 2 switches, and seeing which one you prefer. Also, if you've read my lube guide, I actually say this, but definitely experiment where you lube and, what parts you lube exactly, how much lube you use. It's good to just sit down for a while and kind of just mess around, I guess. Actually need to... Pretty sure this is right, but I need to test my bottom row real quick. Just to make sure I have these cap placements right. I'm also trying to get to more of these questions. Sorry, guys. Alright. Oh yeah, you already answered what you have your iron set to.
Solid
Okay.
4 out of
Solid
5.
Solid 5 out of 7s. Someone earlier, I think, was asking which switches we had. So I have the Halo Trues. Huey has the Halo Clears.
And I want to say they feel really good on the stainless steel plate. I
That's
just like
not surprising.
touched a few before I started soldering. I'm like,
Okay.
okay.
I see what you're
This
getting
is
to
what
there.
I'm working with, huh?
I love it.
Are you guys gonna fly out to Salt Lake for the next meetup? When is it?
Chances are probably not, because that takes money.
Yeah, that takes money. Probably not. I'm also because I'm mostly planning my own meetup right now for Northern California. The date is set. But yeah, so I probably won't be flying out for a meetup since November is around the bend, and I got to make sure that one's going to be A-OK, hunky-dory. Everyone, how's music, by the way? Is it too loud? Too loud? Too soft?
So that bottom row looks good. I'm about ready to start soldering. What is the keyboard in the top screen with the Sky Dolch key set? So if you're referring to this one, this is the Weavin. It's an aluminum shell, and there's a carbon fiber plate on the bottom and the top for the switch plate. And that has the Kale Speed coppers in it right now, which is it's a nice switch. It's not amazing, but it's interesting. It's new. It's pretty good. Yeah, this was a group buy I waited so long for too. This was like at least a year-long group buy, just like the X60 was. So it's actually kind of ironic that I have these two keyboards next to each other. I believe I have all my switches in. I did test my stabilizers, so we should be pretty good to go. I'm just going to clean up my area a little bit and begin soldering. I'll solder on my mouse mat because I'm a heathen and I have several of these. And I'll just, buy another one if I need to.
Are carbon fiber plates any better than stainless steel or brass, or just cool?
It's all preference, man. Most of the materials feel like relatively close to each other. Sound is affected way more than feel is, though. So this is a carbon fiber. This is my Weavin carbon fiber. I'm gonna do a very brief typing test, but so carbon fiber bottom plate. There's some silencing foam in there. The tolerances are really close, so like it's like literally the bottom plate foam, PCB, then the top switch plate, and it's like basically as tight together as you can possibly get. So this is a very odd sounding keyboard, but it's kind of neat.
Regalicious, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, thanks for watching our stream. Have fun hanging out with your wife, man. Peace out.
Your waifu?
His waifu.
Keep that waifu happy.
Well,
no
I mean,
waifu. No waifu.
I mean, it's a 3D waifu. Crazy.
Oh, I don't know about that. 2D for me all the way.
Right? I hate soldering ports near the USB port.
So carbon fiber kind of gives it more of like a pop. It might be my favorite switch plate as far as noise goes.
Headphones, stay still.
Which is the heavier switch? It depends on how you look at it. So the Halo Trues, the ones that I'm building with, have a 100 gram spring. So they bottom out around about 100 grams. But they actuate at like 55 grams. So if you type correctly and you don't bottom out, these are lighter, but if you do bottom out, they're heavier. So there you go. The Halo Clears use a 78 gram spring, so lighter on the bottom out, but the actuation is a tad heavier, so all depends on how you type. Anyways, I'm going to about to start soldering here. Once I just catch up with all the questions. What foam do you recommend most for silencing? I actually don't have a lot of experience with using a bunch of different foams. I have some Silverstone silencing foam that I got on Amazon. I got like a ton of it, and it was like $18. And I probably have enough to silence like 12 boards, and I've only done like 2. So, I don't know. I think it's fine. It gives it a little bit more of a deeper bottom-out noise in the case overall. So I guess that'd be my recommendation. It's worked for me. There probably are better options out there, but this was cheap, so I like value. Sorry for the silly question. Does anyone know why the spacebar sometimes feels more wobbly on one side and not the other?
If you have co-star stabs, it's because one of the stab inserts isn't properly in. And if you have cherry PCB mount stabs, then it's because one of your stab housings is unclipped from the PCB.
Yes. Or your stabilizers just suck.
Or that. But usually if they suck, it's going to suck on both sides.
Yeah. Alright, so I look like I'm pretty much good to go. I'm going to do one final check here to make sure I have no crooked switches. I'm going to even those out.
Where did I get that brass-colored holder? Oh, this is Amazon. This is just to clean my solder tip, which is very important to do if you want to maintain the quality of your solder tip. It's Amazon. It's only a few bucks. Pretty cheap. Just look up, like, soldering, like, metal sponge or something, because this has a metal sponge inside, and that's what I've been wiping it off on.
So I have my soldering iron all heated up, ready to go here. My brass sponge and my solder right next to me. So I'm going to start soldering now. I am going to turn on my fume extractor, so if anyone is absolutely just completely annoyed by this, let me know, but usually people are very okay with it.
But don't you just love breathing in these fumes, Brian?
I mean, yeah.
I understand. You're saving them to concentrate them for later.
Yeah, exactly.
So how about that lead fume dabs, right?
That's right. Actually, usually I check to see if I have any switches that I bent the pins on while inserting them into the plate.
Trade to your right is the Hako 599B.
What?
Oh, my little brass mesh thing that I used to clean my soldering iron. Great eye. This is going nice and smooth.
What?
This is going nice and smooth.
Someone asked that?
Oh no, I'm just saying it is.
Oh.
God, I wish my glasses like weren't shitty and broken, so they'd stay in my face. Well, looks like earlier it seemed like people were enjoying the lobby music in the background.
Is that what it is?
No, but it's what they said it sounds like distant lobby music, which is pleasant for their
Oh,
stream.
nice.
I've heard people call it elevator music before as well.
It's like when you call a call center, they put you on hold or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is pleasant.
Yeah. Except over the phone, it usually sounds terrible.
Oh yeah.
And you're just like, why? I'd rather just have silence, to be totally honest.
Well, it's the same reason why people like loading bars. They just need to know that,
Yeah,
they're not
true.
left alone and they're not gone and abandoned and have to live out the rest of their life alone one day at a time, slowly suffering the woes of society. The usual.
Yeah, can't believe we're about to not only have built X60s, but built X60s with Halo switches.
Right?
This is pretty hype, IMO.
Yeah, dude. We were like joking for the longest time, like, would this come before X? Would this come before Y? Would this? Oh, it did come before Z.
Yeah. I was yeah, when Hata told me he was bringing some for the meetup, I was like, well, like, how much do I have to beg here? Like, what's the plan?
Yep. And then he told me like, I don't have to leave the meetup with them. And I'm like,
well, there we go.
Well, I better start thinking of a good sales pitch.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully, Hata's like
He
super
understands.
nice, cool guy. Yeah.
Do we still have a lot of people watching the stream? I think we're still doing healthy on that, are we?
I haven't checked the view
I
count
haven't.
in a
I need
while.
to alt-tabbing. We have 51 right now.
Wow. Okay.
So it looks like
That's a
we've been-
whole one viewer more than last time I left.
And I know at least one person left.
That's fantastic.
Fendon. He shipped before the M65. He did it. Yes, he did.
Wait, who said that?
Fendon did.
Bend it? Oh, no. Oh, is he watching?
Yeah.
Good shit for the M65.
Yeah.
That's true. The group I just started substantially earlier.
The good thing about cutting my foam for this is I don't have to cut it for like the 60% normal plate mounts, because the plate mounts on the side. So I can just cut a rectangle without poking any holes through it.
Are you using foam?
Probably will.
Oh, okay.
I have foam, so more foam than I need, so I figure why not.
Fair enough. I'll probably see what it sounds like.
Hata, when can we buy some Halo switches? That is a good question. Likely after the K-type blame mass drop.
Actually,
He said Hata says he would have released them by now.
yeah, he did tell me at the meetup they might be released before the K-type though. So there is a chance that it is coming sooner than we think. Maybe not super soon, but sooner than we think.
Hopefully. That would be wonderful.
That would be hype.
Oh, that'd be so hype. So, assume, Brian, these Halo switches, let's say they sold at, would be a fair, like 35 cents per switch, right?
Wow, that's
that's only 5 cents more than box and speed switches, right?
yeah, it seems like a pretty
Right?
good
So,
price.
in the right Kale, so assume they, I don't know for sure, but assume they sold for 35 cents a switch, and you can buy them in packs of 70 or 120 like Matchup always does. How many orders do you think they'd get? I think it's a lot.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't really know. I think they're pretty hype. I mean, the K-type did really well. The White Fox does really well and is doing very well with the Halo switches. So I'd imagine it would do pretty well.
Yeah.
Looks like I got my last 2 rows, boys. The shortest rows, even, thankfully. So almost catching up here.
Nice, you caught up to me.
Are you still soldering?
Yep.
Oh, okay. You must be going slow to let me catch up.
I'm going carefully.
For our super race, you know?
Yeah. Are the housing of the Halo switches different from housing of speed switches?
No, I believe they're the exact same. They look exactly the same. So, also, cool side note that I'm actually pretty thankful for. He told me at the meetup that the Halo Trues and the Halo Clears will have different colored stems.
Oh.
So right now, like Huey and I's switches both look exactly the same, but the actual production line of the Trues will be a different color. The Clears will remain clear still. So pretty happy about that. I was really not happy originally when I thought they were both going to be clear, because like you wouldn't be able to tell the difference like by looking at it, and I think that's kind of a fail.
Switch identification is a big deal in the community.
Yeah. And like a lot of people too, like probably wouldn't even be able to feel the difference, because it's the same housing and same stem. The spring is the only difference, and the weight isn't terribly different, honestly, between the two.
Good thing I have the Sprint Face W PCB, because I don't have a reset button. I just plug it in.
Uh-oh. Don't tell Hata.
What?
Oh, man.
Rip.
Hata told me any switch or any PCB that doesn't have a physical like reset switch or boot switch or whatever is an absolute failure.
Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, I agree with that point.
But I'm lazy.
Yeah, I mean, this is like literally the only 6% PCB I could get this soon, because everyone was out of 6% PCBs, and I didn't want to wait for China. I asked Jay Chan, but he never got back to me. Well, he did get back to me, but he's like, we'll see. But, of course, I asked him if he could send it with my M65, which also don't have. So, MK.com with 3-day priority was my best bet on getting these if I wanted to do the stream sooner than later, which was the Planio.
Yep, we were really aiming for Friday here.
Fortunately, today is Friday, and we made it.
Okay, I am theoretically all done soldering.
I just have my bottom row. I'll be done.
So I'm going to turn off my soldering iron, and then I'm going to carefully inspect my switches here.
Your handiwork.
Yeah, well, yeah, I want to make sure actually I'm going to do what I should have done before I started soldering and make sure that every switch is indeed pressed all the way in.
I did that.
I do believe it is, but, you know, it's not too hard to desolder one and fix it, especially now that I found my solder sucker.
Yeah. I need to go on those.
These are pretty good. I think this is also the one that Input Club recommends, the SS02 or whatever.
I should get one of those. I mean, I'm great with a solder sucker, but I mean, I do it so often. Like at this point, it's probably worth it for me to upgrade. You know?
Yeah. Oh, it looks like I do have a switch I need to fix. See, this is why when you do this at home, kids, you gotta inspect your switches first. My spacebar isn't pressed in all the way.
Yeah, do as we say, not as we do.
Yes, that. Yes, that. Alright, so my spacebar, and actually... I guess those ones are probably fine. Alright, I'm gonna redo my spacebar real quick, so... Put that back on.
Okay, I'm done. The Duck Eagle not having a standard PCB is dumb. Yes, it is. So dumb. I'm going to open up my key tester, and I'm going to... I'm probably not going to put it on screen like I usually do, because it takes so much screen space. But I'm just going to test my switches, make sure everything is good. Unplugging the HHKB with them beautiful Hypro keycaps.
As the kids say, Gucci.
Nice. Nice-oo.
Nice-oo.
Oh man, this feels good, Brian.
Does it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. I believe you.
Like I'm a bit like, oh yeah. All my switches work.
That's a good start.
Wait, this one does. Does this one function? Okay, this one's function. Okay, so yeah, all my switches work.
Yeah, usually the one that doesn't work is function.
I have two. I have two function on this default row. So I'm gonna throw this case on together. Throw this case together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
I am going to test mine real quick. I'm also not going to do it on stream.
Come on, keyboard. There we go. All fit together and all. Yeah. Who's a good X60? What solder do I have? I have some MG Chemicals 6040 solder, 0.04 diameter, 20 gauge, 2.2% flux. RA flux. That's what I have.
Alright. All of my switches work also, so looks like we're about caught up. I'm about caught up. Time to put this back together and then decide on a key set, I guess.
Yeah, right? I'll program mine out of stream later. I don't want to bore people with that, waiting for me to do that.
Oh, wait a minute. Do I need to...
But enough things work for me to do a typing test, as well as put the keycaps on and feel her out. I know a lot of people do use 6337 for their solder. I use the classic 6040 though. Not bad. Yeah.
Oh, haha. Okay. Haha. Alright. I'm going to turn off my soldering iron here. Get a little bit more organized and screw this bad boy back in.
So, we have some switches to give away. Don't we, Brian?
What? Do we?
Yeah, remember the part of the terms of doing this was also we give away some extra switches.
I don't remember that, but I'm okay with it.
That is definitely one of the terms that was given to me by Hata.
Okay, so obviously the Halo switches.
Yeah, Halo switches, yes. As samplers.
Okay.
Give away like 10.
Are we giving like one to like a bunch of different people?
Yeah,
or like
yeah, we're giving
10
like,
to one person.
No, like one per person for
Yeah, that's a lot of money in shipping.
This is a plain envelope.
What? You can't do that. That's not a thing. Like I don't know about your post office, but my post office would consider that a package.
Mine's really liberal about it.
Yours is very lax. I don't know if I'd want to ship one of those in an envelope.
Well,
anyways.
we do have to give away some switches, and I think because we need to spread the word. You know.
Okay. I am very okay with doing this.
We just need to find a good way of shipping them out then.
Maybe we do it untracked, because I can send.
Of course it's going to be untracked.
I can send an untracked package for about 95 cents. So I am more than okay with spending $10 on sending out some of these switches to people.
I think this would be easy. Oh, Maybe easier if like I sent the switches to you, my 10 to you, and then you go out if you can ship them out for that cheap, instead of both of us spending a separate shipping, because we want each person, have one of each, two.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, that could be a thing. I am also cool with that.
Oh, what key set? No. I'm gonna lower my desk though, so it's at a reasonable typing height.
How are we giving away these switches?
I don't know.
People
Normal.
in the chat?
Yeah, people chat like normal.
Hot Clack raffle?
How we always, rig it. I mean, distribute it evenly.
Do it totally fair, like. Okay. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah.
GMK Hydro. Okay, so I have Hydro, Carbon, Hyperfuse, SoWare, Sky Dolch, Cyan,
Yours is, yeah, you have a black one.
GMK TA typewriter. I also have my BSP set, even though that would go off at a later time. If I had Stormtrooper still, I'd probably put Stormtrooper, but I do not. I have a black case, by the way.
I have your Stormtrooper, you sucker!
Womp womp womp.
Scammed.
It's okay.
Alright, so here's my X60 completed without caps. These beautiful Halo switches. Clipped in noob cherry genuine stabilizers. Dark gray HHKB layout on this X60. Brass weight.
So everyone's telling me Sky Dolch or Hyperfuse for mine.
The problem with a black case is like everything works on it, but like nothing looks amazing on it unless it's actually like a pretty dark set, in my opinion. Let's see what options I have. I don't think I have any good options, honestly. Like I said earlier in the stream, if anybody missed it, but I'll probably wind up putting Honeywell on this, which is on its way to me right now. So I think the grays will go really nice. I think Honeywell's going to be kind of the end of this.
I might trade one of my artisans to get Ski Dolcha and put on this. Let's say TBD.
So I can do Hydro. I can do. Oh my pizza.
I can do black. I can do black on black PBT.
I think that would probably be awesome. Honestly.
Right, and at least it's cherry profile still.
Yeah. So I have.
I also have a Triumph Adler. Yeah, right. You're right.
Adler.
I wonder how they'd feel with Silencios. That's a future experiment for a future Huey.
Well, unless I take key sets off of words, which I don't think I'm gonna do.
Oh, is that the Max Keys Valentine set?
So my options right now are GMK Hydro, GMK Cyan, Enjoy PBT, Cyrillic, which is like it's like a beige, very beige set. And then I have this. I don't know if I'm going to use this actually. This is Max Keys, pink on white or whatever. So I don't think I'm going to use this. They're kind of silly. I think I'm going to go with the Enjoy PBT because I think it'll go best with the dark gray, even though it doesn't really matter what set I put in this now because it's going to come off in like a day or two. But let's see what chat thinks I should put on this for right now. All right, chat.
They're saying Hydro for you. A lot of people are saying Hydro for you.
Really?
Yeah.
On a dark
You got like
case?
4 people saying Hydro.
Okay.
Unless you mean me, because I also put Hydro as an option, but at least they put it after you asked, I think.
For me, this is how we're going to do it. You're going to type 1 for the Enjoy PBT Cyrillic, which is a beige set. You're going to type 2 for GMK Hydro, or you're going to type 3 for GMK Cyan. So 1, 2, 3. I'm leaning towards 1, but I will defer to chat.
1
no
is getting the
problem.
overwhelming options.
Okay, remember guys, 1 is the Enjoy PBT Cyrillic, which I do think is the best option right now.
1 is overwhelming.
Wow. Yeah, 1. Yeah, 1 is. I mean, Hydro's competing, but I think 1 is a little bit.
Yeah, there's a few Hydros. There's like 4 Hydros. He has like what's like 6 or 7.
I think it's safe to say that Cyan is totally out of the running here.
Rip.
Which is okay. I love Cyan, but I don't think Cyan would look that good on this board personally. I like Cyan likes a lighter case.
I'm plugging my
1,
HHKB
1, 1.
so I can give my options. I have a lot of options. So I'm gonna type them out.
PBT gives you the superior feel too. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely seeing more 1s than anything else. So it looks like we're going with what was also my choice. One downside to going with this set is I won't have a short backspace. I'll have to use the alpha pipe key, which is fine. It's just that's how it is for now. But that is okay. I think that this is the best choice for right now. And if you've ever watched my stream and I put keycaps on, you know that I'm like the worst person ever at putting keycaps on. It takes me like forever to put a set on.
Okay, I have 7 options, guys. 1 through 7.
There's 7 options? Jesus Christ.
Black on Black, PBT, GMK Hydro, GMK Cellware, GMK Carbon, GMK Hyperfuse, GMK Cyan, GMK Skydolsh.
Did you type it in chat? Okay,
yes.
You did. Okay. It's like, that's really hard to remember.
Yeah, right? Ooh, looks like people want to see the Skydolsh out. Skydolsh, but Hyperfuse is also pretty strong.
I would. For me, it's 1, then 7. I'm a big fan of black key sets on black keyboards. Gets me every time.
Okay, so we got.
Yeah, looks like you got more 7s than anything else.
Yeah, here's Skydolsh. Black on Black. But it does look like 7s have 1. I don't have the kit. This is round 1 Skydolsh, so I don't have like the fancy HHKB set. So whatevs.
Oh man, I'm already like getting hyped about this. Just putting the caps on.
Right?
Holy crap!
I'm going with Dolsh for now, guys. I'll probably end up swapping it like all the time, to be honest. Get all the feels.
Digisack says Hyperfuse Alphas Skydolsh mods. Maybe if Huey's feeling outrageously fancy.
Yeah, right.
Mixing 2 GMK sets on one board is like,
It's a lot.
you gotta be like rich for that shit.
Oh man, Brian, this feels like sex. For me, it's gonna be really quickly because I have it in the tray still, so they're organized.
Okay. I don't quite have that luxury, but I'm not doing too bad here. Usually I'm even slower.
Too bad I don't have the HHKB kit, so I'm just gonna have to do with a F1 key for my pipe and backslash.
Yeah, I might have to do something similar.
And I'll just have a normal pipe backslash key for my backspace. The stems feel pretty tight. Huh?
What?
The stems, have you tried pulling them out? Stems are... At least with
I mean, they feel...
At least with the PBT cap I put on, it felt tight, but I don't know if that was just that cap as well.
I'd say it's about neutral for me. I'd say it's about right where it needs to be.
But yeah, it's a good. Feels good.
Feels good, man. I always have like even more trouble putting on Cyrillic caps because like I look at the Cyrillic legend
The
and
ones
I'm
you
like,
can't
oh
read.
damn, like yeah. I'm like, oh wait, what is this? Like this one, like this one, like it has an N, but it also has like a V on it. So it's like, I don't know, gets me every time. It looks like my enter is a little crooked, so I'm gonna have to fix that later.
The funniest thing about this guy Dolch at round 1 is they do give you, like, you know, the control, HHKB control. That's like the only HHKB key they give you. Oops.
I don't remember if this set comes with 1U Windows keys or not. Or if I'll have to use arrow keys.
Is it Enjoy PBT?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it does. Here we go.
Does.
Okay. I hadn't seen one until just now, so we're good there. Awesome. But does it come with 2 of them or just 1 of them?
2, I believe. If not, you should at least have a blink one as well. That's the correct profile.
Maybe I'll just use like arrow keys or something.
Someone's saying you put V in the wrong spot? I don't know. I haven't put it down yet, so it's not me.
Did I put V in the wrong spot? That's... Oh, yeah, whoops. Yeah, you're right. No, wait. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. See, I saw that as an M, because there's an M on it. So that's the Cyrillic legend.
Gotta look at the Cherry Legends, man. Top left.
Feels stupid, man.
You know what's gonna be hilarious? Because I have the round 1, actually, wait, I do have a proper backspace, huh? I do have an HTTP. My bottom row keycaps or my alt keys are row 5 profile.
Oh, yeah. I forgot this guy Dolch actually did that. I opted for the row 4 because I think I like it a little bit more personally.
Yeah, I got round 1, so I didn't have an option.
Oh, okay. I didn't actually know that it was not an option.
Well, my enter's a little bit crooked as well, but whatever. What is?
Yeah. It's funny because when I was looking at it in the plate, I thought I got it straight,
yeah,
but
same.
It's just like it's just a little bit off. Oh well, that's a pretty easy fix. I don't even need to take off keycaps to fix that. I like when I have that kind of option.
Yeah.
So I could just undo the housing and just get at everything without even taking keycaps off.
Okay.
And that feels good, man.
Row 5 is super rare. Meh. I mean, I have it on my Time Bather as well.
I mean, it's rare depending on how you're looking at it. It's rare to see like vintage row 5.
Where's my wrist rests? Oh yeah, here we go. Have you tried putting electrical tape around the wires of your pullers? I haven't because some of my keyboards are really tight tolerances and they wouldn't fit if I did that. My cat just shut down my PC. Feels bad, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Did your cat like trip the cable, or did your cat? Is your cat smart enough to hit the power button? Because that's really impressive.
So I used to have. Oh man, this is such a. It was so cringe. So I've mentioned it before, but I used to play Call of Duty competitively, and I was in a pretty high octane match at one point, and I had an Xbox 360, and it was one of the versions where it has the
red ring of death.
No. What's it called when like you can just hover over it and it turns on?
Oh, this the touch thing. I don't know what it's called, but yeah.
Yeah, whatever that's called. It was the version with that, and I was with a girl at the time that had a Boston Terrier. Really smart dog, but like all the time he would just go up and like turn my Xbox off because for whatever reason I thought it was smart to have it like at that level. So like I was in a match one time and he just like walks over and looks at it and I was like, "Don't you fucking do it!" And he just like turns it off. And I was just like so sad.
Thank you guys. Yeah, Skydolch turned out well in this.
I'm really liking the way this is actually turning out on this too.
This is my X60 fingerprint magnet. Because this board is a fingerprint magnet. The only bad thing about Skydolch is how awkward the random row 5 mods are because my 1U Windows keys are still row 4. They didn't give me row... I think my row 5 keys for those are blanks. Yeah. I guess I'll put those instead of the Windows keys.
So I'm gonna double check and see if I actually did get a second 1U Windows key and I just accidentally threw it back in here or something. But if not, I'm just gonna go with arrow keys.
Oh, I have an FN key. I don't know why I use a blank. Herp-a-derp. I'm happy, guys. I have my holy trinity. Oh, I guess quad trinity. What's four things? That sounds as cool as Trinity.
Anthology?
That's just multiple.
Yeah, but it's still a cool word.
That's true. I have my anthology of 60%. Okay, I got my HHKB modded 55 gram high pro lube. Awesome. I got my
You could also use
tile of linears MX, clicky MX, my fail with box whites, and my linears, my Viper with pandas. Oh, quadrology. Someone says
quadrology. Yes, you could use that. You could also use like multitude or slew or pantheon. I also like Armada.
Ooh, my pantheon of 60%. I like that.
Battalion also is what I like. So yeah, it looks like I only do get one U Windows key with this set.
How
so
awkward.
A little awkward. That's fine. I'll just use arrow keys. Not the first time I've done that. The real question is, what am I going to do with my
quartet? There we go. My quartet of 60%. Perfect.
Oh, that's pretty good. How do I want to do my top right row? Because I don't have...
I use F1 because it's the same color. That's all I could do.
But see, you also have a proper 1.5U backspace. So here's my question. Color-wise, does this look better? Or would this look better as a mod-colored key?
It would not look better because there's an interruption. There's this, the white. Oh, you mean the white key at the end?
Yeah, like should my tilde be like a mod-colored key?
Personally,
really,
I'm okay with the lack of symmetry. But that's
this set isn't going to be on here for very long, anyways.
That's true.
So I guess it doesn't really matter for me, but right now. Chat saying it looks fine. What do you guys think? Do you think this looks okay for now?
Flip it and hold it up to the camera.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah. See what my camera looks like.
There we go. That looks pretty good. Oh, it looks pretty good, man. It looks pretty good.
Does this feels good, man? Or do I need a mod colored cap right here and right here?
I say without the mod color cap, honestly. I like those being alpha color. That's what I have in mind.
Yeah, I have no problem with this being mod colored.
Yeah, you're right.
It looks kind of goofy when both of these are mod colored or alpha colored. I mean,
I think mine. Although mine, you're right. I do have the mod colored backspace, so why mine kind of has that symmetry above.
Exactly.
So
like
yours,
if this were a mod colored cap, it wouldn't bother me. But because both of these are,
but then you'd still have that gap, right? Because the mod keys wouldn't be connecting all the way. You'd have that backpipe key.
You mean because of this one?
Or your backspace key would be, your backspace key, the labeled as backpipe, / pipe. That would still be alpha colored regardless, and so you'd have that gap of.
Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it like this. Well, let's just see what it looks like real quick with this being mod colored, just because I have the key literally right here.
I think
maybe that is too goofy. Alright, chat. What do you guys think? I think all that looks fine. Was before I put this one on. So
yeah, all of it was before that. Let's see what people are starting to say. No one said anything yet, but this looks good too.
Looks good too.
I think everyone's gonna say it looks good because these are nice looking keyboards regardless.
Looks better. Both look good.
Some like it more though.
Oh man, seems pretty split. Honestly, I don't even know what I like more. I think I like it more with the alpha because this is also alpha colored. It looks weird that this cap is just kind of like segregated in this corner as a mod. Yeah, either way, it's gonna be fine since I'm gonna replace it soon. Yeah, exactly. I'll leave it like this for now then.
Yeah, I'm honestly probably going to replace mine soon as much as this looks good, just because I'd rather have a proper HHKB key set and have my
Wait, what did you went with Skydolch?
Skydolch. I have round 1, so it's not proper HHKB. I don't have the pipe key.
Oh, okay, yeah. Alright, let me put these keys away, clean up a little bit, and then I will do a little typing demonstration.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some stuff away. I'm gonna put my soldering stuff away. Unplug that. Put this in.
I'm also gonna run my key tester one more time, just so I can make sure I'm not having any issues with the.
Type some more, Huey. Those sound smooth. They feel smooth. I'll move my microphone closer as well. Sorry about that sound for moving the switches. Sorry about the sound. I'm gonna be angling it downwards.
I'm a heathen and I use a wrist rest because I don't like.
So do I.
Proper ergonomics or whatever.
Is it heavier than the Fiel? Let me grab my my scale because I have it with me, and find out if you'd like to know. Now that it's fully built up.
It's not heavier than the Fiel, but it's not. It's not that far off.
I do want to see the weight. I do know unbuilt the X60 is heavier than my built Viper.
Yeah. I think it's heavier than that. Yeah.
Okay, in grams, my built up is 1,997 grams, so almost 2 kilos. I'm 3 grams short. Maybe if I use this enough and get enough hair and skin inside, it'll reach 2 kilograms.
Dude.
But yeah, 1,997 grams or 4 pounds 6.4 ounces for us freedom lovers.
All right, I'm gonna reprogram a couple keys here.
On the other hand, my built Fiel is first in freedom units 5 pounds 4.7 ounces, and in grams that is 2.4 kilograms on the dot. So the Fiel is definitely a heavier board. I mean, it's more metal overall.
Yeah, it's not surprising, but the X60 does have a very proper heft to it. It's by no means light. Okay, look at that! I just programmed my board the exact way I wanted it to. I didn't have to write raw data, open up a bunch of different programs and copy and paste stuff. I just pointed and clicked exactly what I wanted, and that's how programming a keyboard should be.
Yep.
I'm lazy. I'm gonna wait mine too because I wasn't actually listening to Huey. I'm stupid. What was your weight in freedom units?
I forgot.
Okay.
I don't know if someone in chat wants to write it down, they can. But you're about to do it anyway, so I did mine without the cable.
Well, cable shouldn't add weight, but alright. The PBT caps are denser though. That
That's
might
true.
add weight.
It might give you those 3 grams I was missing.
So my X60 fully assembled, no cable with PBT caps, is 4 pounds 6.4 ounces.
Hey,
4 pounds,
same as mine. I think someone said.
Same exact as yours.
Yeah.
Okay. My Fiel, I think it's 5
something
pounds. I think it's 5 pounds 4 ounces. Oh wait, it's on another desk right now. I'm not going to get it. I'm almost positive it's 5 pounds 4 ounces. So we're what 14 ounces shy of the Fiel, which makes sense. My Fiel also has a brass plate, so that adds a little bit of the weight too. This is stainless steel, so it's a tad lighter than the brass plate. But overall, still a properly hefty keyboard. You could still damage a lot of stuff. All right, let me move my mic a little bit closer here and try to give you guys a little bit of a typing demonstration. All right, so this is the X60 with Halo Trues and PBT caps.
You're cut out, Brian, by the way.
Oh shit!
Now you're back.
I don't know why, but my mic just like muted itself.
It was too dank for the stream.
Okay. So I don't know how long I was muted, but again, X60, Halo Trues, and PBT Cherry Profile caps. Hopefully I'm not too dank for this. A little bit closer to myself, folks. That's how I normally type. Try to get the angle of the mic down a little bit. And, yeah. I have my headphones on, so I can't even hear it firstly. A lot of you. All right, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
My spacebar is a lot like funkier than I was hoping for. It's not even like a stabilizer or switch issue either. It's just the way the case is designed, I think. Maybe I'll try to find a way to silence that a little bit more. It doesn't sound bad, but it's just a tad funkier than I'd prefer.
That's interesting. I'll be doing a typing video. I've been uploading it tonight, probably after this video gets uploaded, since this video is going to be a wild upload, since where are we at? 2 hours and 35 minutes of...
Oh my god, are we?
Yeah, that's not counting the timer, which didn't get recorded.
Okay. I'm going to readjust my camera since I'm done with the build now. A little shot of my "There Is No End Game" t-shirt.
Nice. I got my Weebs on Keebs t-shirt.
Nice. We're both representing our good buddy GZ Prime.
Yes.
Good stuff. All right. Now I'm going to be really active in the chat. So if you guys have any questions for either of us, I'm going to be cleaning up a little bit and paying attention to chat. So.
Okay, I'll give a switch to the first person in chat who gives me the first letter of Vector's last name.
It's pretty good. We need to keep track of who these go to. We need to open some kind of program for this.
Yeah, if you want to.
If we're doing 10 different people.
These letters, dude.
Well, they're just like guessing.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is.
I know it.
Oh, okay. That was gonna be my first guess. Actually, I haven't seen it that many times. That's funny. All right.
We'll let you know when you guys get it. We'll type it in chat when someone gets it.
Has literally nobody gotten it yet?
Nope.
Wow.
I was like, oh, someone got it. Someone got it.
Here we go.
You want to grab it? Grab them.
F3 1T. Okay. F3 1T.
3-1-2 wins.
Yeah. So.
I like how the T gets cut out from the tag.
Okay, this is a fun game. Maybe we can find some more trivia for this. Alright, so you are the first person to win one of each Halo Switch. Wait, let me see how many I have left. I definitely have...
I have a lot left.
I think your bag had more than mine. But I still have like 15 or 20 left, so... Even if I take a small handful to play around with, I should be able to easily...
Okay, so I've got my 10. I'm going to separate these 10 on the other side, so I know which switches I still have remaining.
Yeah, I'm also keeping a sticky note of it.
Cool.
of the winners. So I'll tell you when we get to 10 too.
He says he doesn't really need it though. So we give it to the second winner then? Because we do have a second winner.
All right. M.E. Lodel. Is that what that is? Oh, that's a T. Mellowed E.T. M-E-L-O-D-E-T. Mellowdet.
He already ordered a board with Halo True, so I guess he's already committing it. So Mellowdet, congratulations! You should personally thank F31T. Don't forget to thank him.
Yeah.
And don't forget to thank Input Club and Hata for sponsoring this video with these switches. This build wouldn't be possible without him.
That's very true. All right. I have so many good questions for top Clack level trivia.
We need to bring it down.
I know. I'm trying to think of something
keyboard stuff.
Okay.
Not top Clack stuff. It's keyboard stuff. I have some stuff I can look up actually. Hold on. I got something. Let me pull up this document I have of keyboard stuff. Okay, this is for let me fix my microphone. For everyone in chat, what year did the original Happy Hacking keyboard release?
Who's faster at Google, you mean?
Digisax got it.
96?
Yeah,
Okay.
for the original HHKB, not the Pro. Everyone's putting the Pro dates.
Alright. So, also, brief reminder, if you don't want samples of these switches, don't answer the questions. That way it's just easier for us.
Yeah, everyone else is putting the date of the Pro 1, which is not, yeah.
Yeah. There are HHKBs before the Pro 1, guys. They're just not good. Okay.
What year did Razer switch to their current switches?
You mean the current the current line of Razer switches,
Yeah.
the OEM, or
Yeah,
just
the
the
current-
fact that they switched to Razer
No,
switches? in general?
the current OEM.
That's Z-Greb then. That's 2016. Yeah.
Yep. 2016, Z-Grab
Yep.
got it.
They switched to Gretech.
Yes. Man, people are pretty fast at this, though. What else you got?
Oh.
What do you got for us, Brian? What trivia do you got for us? Keyboard. Manufacturers, keyboard, switches.
All right. I'm a lot worse than this, I thought. I have like awesome questions in my head, but like
They're
it's
top-
all top class
yeah.
stuff.
I know you've been
Like,
preparing for that.
I'm like so prepared for that, but like, just like I'm like so bad at just pulling general keyboard knowledge. How about this? What month in 2016 did I pay the invoice for my X60?
That's a great question.
All right, but I think Bull Mio got it. It was October, like the end of October, I think. Yes. So, Bull Mio. I should probably double check that actually. It's either October or November, but I'm pretty sure it's October. But I don't want to screw someone over after I ask the question that I didn't even completely know the answer to off the top of my head. But this will only take me a second to look up. PayPal wasn't painfully slow. Okay, I'm right. It is October. October 5th. That's when I paid the invoice for my X60. So we are correct. Moving on. Volmio does win that one. Okay. Let's stop and answer a couple of these questions that we've been getting. Actually,
Yeah.
There's been a couple of them.
Do they feel like Topra? No.
Well, okay. So to be fair, I have the ones that are quote unquote supposed to feel like Topra.
Yeah, he does.
And they don't feel exactly like Topra. Big surprise. They are slightly reminiscent of Topra. The bump is... It's actually more noticeable on a full board than it was on a single switch, which I'm a little happy about, because it almost felt linear on a single switch. But typing on it on a board, there's a bit of that curve there. It's not as big as Topra. This isn't a replacement for Topra. But what this is a very unique switch, different from any other switch I've ever tried. You notice the upstroke a lot more than the downstroke. But there is a bit of that kind of like bubble, kind of like what I call it with Topra. So a little bit. There's a little bit going on there. I need more time with the board before I can actually put together like a full opinion.
Good to hear, though.
So, someone asked a question earlier that I wanted to get to, but we kind of skipped it. Let me scroll back just.
Yeah, you can.
Since both of you are HHKB users, are there any big downsides to the layout in your opinion? Like, are there any compromises, or after adjusting, do you think it's better altogether? For me, it's just better altogether.
Same.
Everything just makes a lot more sense for me on this layout. Particularly the backspace and control. I think those are just better placements for those. It feels a lot more natural. So yeah, but I am like one of the few people in the community that doesn't rely on a keyboard for their job. So like I don't type at all for work. Like I type recreationally or whatever, like just on my own time, whatever you want to call it.
A recreation.
I don't know how else to say it.
I type recreationally. I know some people type medicinally.
I'm a competitive typer. But yeah, so like I don't have to have like arrow keys, like maps, like physical arrow keys and stuff like that. Like I know a lot of people like, oh my god, I have to have this here because, you know, I'm a coder or like I'm a programmer and I have to have this and this and this, and like, that's fine. That's just not me. Someone asked you, Huey, what was the deal with the Gone stabilizer earlier? They must have missed the first part, I imagine.
Basically, so normally when you extract stabilizers from a keyboard, the best way to do it is to desolder the whole keyboard. But if you're a delinquent like me, you only solder half the keyboard, and you manhandle the plate and PCB without breaking them to get the components you want. Do as I say, not as you see. Don't do this unless you're willing to possibly break a PCB or bend a plate. I will no way actually endorse doing this. I do this because this is what but I'm not going to recommend this to anybody out there. Don't do this. I did this. But don't follow my example. Don't be lazy. Just desolder the whole board.
Yeah. You're not everyone's a professional like Huey, so just remember that. Someone asked, but what if we want to show there should be a dominance? I remember, I imagine this is in reference to like when I said I don't want to talk about the top Clack trivia. if you want to assert your trivia dominance, make sure you tune in for our 1 year special of Top Clack, because we will be running a little trivia for some prizes that you'll probably want to win. So make sure you know your Top Clack history. You'll be a lot more prepared for that. And before all of the view counts go up on the YouTube VODs. Yeah, a little teaser. I guess I'll tease a little bit right now. So Key Collective, Popular Artisans, are going to be doing custom colorway artisans for us to give away for Top Clack. So I don't know what sculpt they will be. I haven't gotten that far yet, but if you're a fan of Key Collective, like you should be, because they're awesome, definitely look forward to that. There'll be some probably basically one-off Key Collective artisans being given away here. So if you flip them, come into your house and...
Yeah.
Anyways. Just a little teaser there.
Just a little teaser. I think like the whole chat is now going to be pretty hot and bothered, Ryan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot Gadgeable was in here. He's like, oh shit, what? Yeah, I'm not sure how many artisans we will have or what sculpt they will be, but as of right now, it sounds like we will be getting at least one cap to give away, and it will be a custom Top Clack colorway, which we are still kind of deciding on right now. So yeah, LOL Shecky asks, not sure if this was answered, but Brian, what did you go with? What are you going to go with for desoldering your Fiel? Wait, I'm sorry. Let me try to rephrase this.
What layout did you go, I think?
Is it what layout?
Yeah, after you finished desoldering it and put the new thing in, what layout did you go with?
I kept the same layout, which is the same thing I'm using here, basically. Just the HHKB layout with the quote-unquote win keyless bottom row. If you're asking what switches I went with, I swapped from Kale Speed Silvers, which are fine. They're just not amazing. I swapped those out and put in Kale Heavy Box Pale Blues. I hate saying that.
Just say Pale Blues, man. Pale Blues.
There are two Pale Blues, though.
You're right.
There's
Pale Blues.
There's a speed...
Box Pale Blues.
Box Pale Blues is the slightly abbreviated version of that. Yeah, I put those in. It's a fantastic clicky switch. I don't even care for clicky switches most of the time. The box whites and the box pale blues are incredible switches.
The box. Nothing? Someone wants to see your cat.
Someone wants to see my cat? Which one? There are a couple of them.
I want to try the HHKB layout. Should I go something? Should I get HHKB or go with something like the Tina? So I guess it depends if you want Topra or MX. That's what it comes down to. Or the Fiel Pro.
You want Vector Artisan?
Poopy. The Poopy Artisan.
Poopy Artisan? Alright, fair enough. Yeah, you have the regular pale blues. The regular pale blues are fine. It's just, I think the box ones are a little bit better. Show us your cats. I don't want to go grab my cat. My cats like actually kind of hate being picked up, to be totally honest. I don't even know where they are.
Doing cat things.
Like usually at least one of them is within my line of sight, but they must both be like hiding somewhere. They show up on stream every now and then. All right, let's
another trivia.
Yeah, let's
hit us with one, Brian.
Okay. Hopefully this one isn't too hard. If you're paying attention to me on Reddit today, you will easily know the answer to this. So Huey and I will be building M65 soon. What switches am I going to be putting in my M65? Oh wow, okay. Quad Freak is all over it. I'm putting Telios in my M65. I probably even said that earlier on stream today.
You did see that earlier on.
Quad Freak 249
Nice.
on Twitch. All of you guys are gonna have to message us somewhere else though.
This is gonna
Because
be
Twitch names are often different from
Yeah.
Reddit names, so
PM him on Reddit on Twitch your Reddit name to confirm it's you, because you can PM via Twitch.
yeah. So hit me up on Twitch with your Reddit username, or actually, you know what's even simpler? PM me on Reddit with a screenshot proving that you're using.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because
So,
I mean, no one. Yeah.
I have a pretty interesting trivia question. This is going to be more of a plug for myself. Of all the keyboards I've currently reviewed and released reviews for, which do I like the most? Only of the keyboards I have put reviews out for.
Oh man, that's pretty tough. I don't know that. I think I don't know. It's not the Buck Viper, I don't think. While we wait for a couple answers to roll in here, someone asked, when is the M65 builds? So we will be doing a dual build stream as soon as Huey gets his M65 in, which he does not currently have. I have mine because I picked mine up from J-Chan at the meetup, but Huey did not get his because he would have had to somehow carry it back. So once he gets his, we will do that. I'm hoping for this coming week. So a week from today would probably be really cool.
I like how most of these answers and boards I haven't reviewed yet.
Like the Fiel, your HHKB. You've done the 87U, right?
Yeah,
Just
I have.
not your guillotine or whatever? Or have you done the guillotine?
I haven't done the guillotine, but I've done the stock 8755.
Red Scarf 78. That guy should win. Nobody's gonna get this, I don't think.
I mean,
It's gonna take a while.
there's 19 answers.
All right.
People right now are like just going to my YouTube channel and just like let's see here. I'll say it's not a good review in any way. It's one of my really okay. Someone has got it. Level 100 Raichu Compact SQ. Yeah, it's one of my old.
Right? Hall Effects? X-Bit Hall Effect is your favorite keyboard?
Oh man.
Alright, what is it? Level 100 Raichu. Okay.
Like I like that board, so I kind of want to do a re-review because I did that board stream of consciousness while drinking.
Nice.
Like
nice.
I had the camera in my hand and a drink in the other hand, and I was moving the board around, and it was. Okay, let it work on working the rest of these giveaways. How many do we have left?
We have 6 out of 10, so we have 4
So
remaining.
let's do one more trivia, and then we'll do normal raffle for the last 5 for everyone else.
The last 5? We already have 6 done.
Oh, we have 6 done. Okay, never mind. So let's.
Yeah, we have 4 left.
Let's raffle then. You want to do trivia?
I kind of like the questions.
The questions?
Man. I do prefer the questions. I think it's a lot more
I prefer
fun.
the questions,
But
we
it's
need to hurry.
also...
We on my end, unfortunately, we do need to hurry up just a little bit on my end.
Okay.
That's all. That's
okay.
why. Trivia is fun, so we can think of quick questions.
Okay. Next question is, what key set do I currently have on my Fiel? That one shouldn't be too hard for anybody that is familiar enough.
Or saw when you were weighing your. Actually, no, you didn't weigh your.
I didn't. I have not
didn't.
put it on the stream yet.
You haven't. You're right. Yep.
All right, Captain Schwa. He's a frequenter of Top Clack, so that's cool. All right, Captain Schwa. He's also won something else in the past, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
All right. Well, okay, that was too easy of a question, I guess. You got anything else left, Huey? We have three spots left. We can do this quickly. Oh, I have another one.
Hmm.
Okay. I own two 40% keyboards. Name one of those two 40%.
I have another one after.
Alright. It's a Mech Mini. Deadline got it. Well, one of them's a Mech Mini. Oh, it's so neat. D34.
Oh,
Oh,
I just forgot my question.
Uh-oh.
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 Where
Uh-oh.
is George? George was outside my room. He was being really annoying before the stream started because he was chewing on his a squeaky toy.
Can
And
confirm it was very loud.
I did not want him to be squeaking all over stream.
Found the cat.
Other side of behind, other shoulder.
Oh. Come here. Come on.
He's
Or
kinda
not.
just looking at you funny.
Yeah. Usually she's like all about coming up on my desk, even though I don't normally let her up here. Hey, come here. Come on. You gonna be a bitch? she's just gonna play with my M65 box instead. She knows what's up. Anyways. Alright, what else we got here? That's we have two left. Two remaining spots. Do you want to do the last two raffle style? If you want to, have at it.
If we can think of one real quickly, I mean, it's only two.
Oh, now she'll come up here.
I heard meow too.
Oh, now she's walking away. Ugh! Camera, please. She has like a little bed on the other desk over here.
Nice. That's cute.
So yeah, just a quick reminder: if you are one of the winners, PM me on Reddit with a little screenshot showing that you are who you are on Twitch, so I can match up the usernames. Then I will make a list. Make sure to send me your address too. Got to send me your address because otherwise I don't know how to ship
It will take some time because I gotta ship my 10 to Brian
Yeah.
first, and then he'll be sending them out to you.
Yeah, don't expect these like in a couple days. It'll probably be a week or so, maybe more. But hey, you'll still have them way before most other people. Well, anyone else really, except for me and I.
And you'll have the rare same colored as well because... Oh yeah, so
Yeah,
there was
you'll
a
have-
question earlier in chat. Can you feel the difference in your hand between both switches? Yes.
Yeah. Which is cool because only the spring is different, and it's interesting to see how the spring itself can affect the feel of the rest of the Switch.
Okay, I think I am just going to do a raffle because I can't think of any questions.
All right,
And I do have to do it pretty soon.
two spots to go, so we'll raffle those.
Okay. So-
If you win and you don't want it, tell us ASAP so we can re-raffle. Do you want to give people a second to talk?
Yeah, say something.
Like a minute. You guys have a minute to say something in chat if you haven't already. It does retroactively go back like 5 minutes, I think.
It's 5 minutes from when I turn it on.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So everyone say something in the chat if you want to be entered to win. If you don't want to win, then feel free to not say something. Oh, here's a question. Did you ever get the replacement Topra Dome from J-Chan? Yes, I have the first prototypes and the second prototypes.
J-Tan didn't love me enough to give me the second prototype. That's the first
The
one.
first prototype is good, but it's quite heavy.
Spacebar, tell him.
Yeah, I put it in my spacebar, and I freaking love it. I would like to feel a full board of it, but there aren't enough in existence, and he's obviously not going with that weight because it's a lot heavier than 55 gram.
Why are you guys entering twice? Why are you winners entering?
Yeah, no duplicate winners. So if you win via the raffle, we will just re-raffle. And I have a list of all the names here anyways, so we're good. Yeah, so the second version of the prototype domes, they're not quite as tactile as normal 55 gram Topra. They're about the same weight, but the weighting feels a little bit differently. They're heavier towards the bottom, whereas on normal Topra it feels more like it kind of collapses and doesn't really get any heavier after that. So definitely not an exact replica for these ones, but it's they're interesting nonetheless. They feel pretty good nonetheless. I don't know if they will be the final revision. I imagine he'll try to rework them somehow. All right.
Okay, so only 18 people have entered, so I'm going to do the first roll right now.
Cool.
Q
There is
Leopard.
Q_Leopard. All right, he has not won yet, so there we go. All right, who else we got, Huey? One left.
Deadline already won, so...
You already won, so yeah, another winner, please. ANDRS 1031.
So if you won, PM Brian on Reddit with your address and with a small little screen cap, of your Twitch is showing you are logged in as who you are, and then we will get those switches out to you when we can. You will have to wait some time. I gotta ship mine to Brian. I'll be probably getting around to that tomorrow. Brian will get them sometime next week. He's not too far away from me, just state and a half over, state and change.
Easy peasy. You'll get them when you get them.
Yes. Untracked, so don't ask for too much.
Yep.
Yeah, so any closing thoughts about the keyboard or the Switch, Ryan? What do you got? I mean, it's not much to say because we haven't really used them, but
yeah.
Initial closing thoughts.
Initial thoughts, I'm really enjoying the way these are feeling. I am a heathen, so I bottom out my Switches, but I'm also going to try to give a chance to not bottom out. The curve is pretty neat. It's unlike any other MX tactile I've ever used, so that's pretty cool. I really like the weight, even when bottoming out. I like springs that actuate low and bottom out high. So, for instance, this one is 55 gram actuation and 100 gram bottom out, so there's a really big gap there. I'm a really big fan of that, so I really like the weighting, and they feel nice, and I'm really enjoying the X60 already. But again, still so early to say a lot of things, so wait for a bit more info on that. How about you, Huey?
I'm loving the weighting on these Halo Clairs. Loving them. The X60 turned out way better than I thought. Just great. I'm really excited to use this keyboard more. I'm probably going to bump it up in my review queue higher up. For those of you who don't know, I'm currently reviewing my modded HHKB. That's going to be up next, hopefully out sometime next week. The script just got finished, so I just need to finish shooting my B-roll, and I'm done. Yeah, X60. I'm liking it. Turned out well. Sure, we had to do quite the wait, but
it could have been worse.
Could have been worse is the best way to put it.
It was supposed to be worse even, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out.
Exactly.
All things considered, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out.
So I'm really happy to start typing a lot on this board. I mean, even though I'm currently in my review phase with HHKB, I'll be finishing up typing up and reviewing that, doing the review with this keyboard, for the editing portion. I'm happy about it. I'm really happy. I'm definitely going to be changing out the key set, and while Skydolsh looks great, I want a proper HHKB key set for this board. I might be trading an artisan of mine for Skydolsha, which I hope should have HHKB compatibility. Yeah. If it doesn't, I'm going to be really upset. But yeah, that's about my closing thoughts. This was a fun build stream. You guys saw me do some dangerous things to a Gone Mini. You guys watched Ryan's intricate lubing process.
My intricate stab lubing process. I'm pretty barbaric when it comes to the stabs. I'm a lot more delicate with switches. OP Crescent does have a quick question though. He asks if I will be uploading a typing video with his keyboard. Actually, yeah, probably. I've actually been toying with the idea of just making a bunch of typing videos with the keyboards I have. Because people keep asking me about keyboards, and I'm just like,
just do it, man.
I guess so.
That's what I do with all mine, and sometimes I'll be like, hey, check out this typing video.
So quick, not really story, but quick thought. I don't like typing videos. I don't think so. When you type,
I don't use them, but I provide them.
Exactly. So if you watch a typing video, and like you're like, oh, my keyboard's going to sound just like this video
Depends
does.
on the microphone, the room layout.
And it's not.
The
it depends
keycaps,
on the microphone.
so many things.
It depends on all the parts of the board. Depends on like, you know, how well you modified your switches in comparison to the other person if you did that, or stabilizers, whatever. You know, the key set you're using, the case, the plate, your desk, your mat, your microphone, your headphones, YouTube compression, like. There's so many variables, and I really don't like when people are like, "Oh my god, that keyboard sounds amazing in this video. I need to build that."
Although you know, Brian, like you know how on my channel I have all mine as a playlist. People have told me they use my playlist as like an ASMR playlist. Because I have all mine on like an auto cue. You hear keyboard by keyboard just typing, and they'll just like put the volume down and just typing background. I mean, I'm not big into ASMR, but
I mean. Don't get me wrong. It's. I think typing videos are cool to listen to, and I think it's neat that people do it. I would never recommend listening to a keyboard typing video and expecting yours to sound exactly like that.
If you're just curious to see how someone else's board sounds under certain conditions, that's fine. But do not, what Brian said, do not in any way expect your board to sound like that board. Maybe similar if you're using very, very similar stuff, but not the same at all.
Yeah, because a typing video versus that same board in person will sound different because you're not typing into a microphone and someone listening to it on some random speakers or headphones. Anyways, yep.
That is it for tonight. No Top Clack outro since this isn't a normal Top Clack episode, even though we do have the icon logo, one of our logos, up on the screen, because I felt like we'd at least be somewhat more professional if we had that. It does have a very Top Clack campy feel to it. So, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We will be on Top Clack every Thursday at 6 p.m. And whenever we do have special episodes like this one, we will be sure to let everyone know on Reddit, hopefully more ahead of time. The next special build we are planning is the M65 whenever we have it. Check out Brian's KBD Lounge. Check out my YouTube channel if you get a chance. Check out Bechter's life when he returns to us on Top Clack from being a
Check out his Instagram. He's very active in sharing his life on Instagram.
He's hot on Instagram. Thank you so much, everyone. And that's going to be it.